Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out.
It's your water, your life.
Top up from the tap with Scottish Water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Tollcross International Swimming Centre in Glasgow. This is the fourth day of our Scottish National League Group Championships, session 11, the youngsters, the 11-14-year-olds. My name is Robert Taylor. With me is John Munsey, who's with you this morning. Good afternoon, rather John. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Robert. Good afternoon again to everybody. Looking forward to some fantastic swimming this afternoon from our younger swimmers here at Snags.
Very much a repeat performance of the morning. The only thing we don't finish off with is the relays and everything, but 200 individual medley gets us underway for the girls. Boys 200 free, 100 butterfly for the girls and boys. Then we have a 50 back. I think we'll be starting at the start end rather than the finish end, because we had these teething problems a couple of days ago, John, so I think we had that this morning.
Yeah, it was, and apologies in advance if there are one or two times that don't come through on the board. We did struggle a little bit with that this morning, but we did sort it out as we went. So if you do have any scoreboard pressures this afternoon, apologies in advance. And then two heat declared winner events at the end, Robert, to wind us up. The boys 400 IM and the girls 800.
Indeed, yeah. Always the afternoon, anything above 200 metres are all heat declared. Well, our 400s, all the 8 and 1500s for all the ages are heat declared winners. But the morning swims at 400, the older swimmers get the chance to qualify for finals. Just talking about finals, John, the top 10 in each of the age groups, that's 11 to 13 and 14-year-old, all are vying to try and get in that top 10 to come back this evening for our final session. So as you can see, that's our technical officials making their way onto the poolside. We get underway in 2 or 3 minutes with girls 200 metres individual medley.
Yeah, should be a good one, Robert. I think we've got the gold, silver, bronze in both age groups from the 400 IM going again this afternoon. Kiana Cutts has had a fantastic snags, and I think she's already had 4 golds at least, so she'll be aiming to get into that final tonight.
Also nice to see a contingent of swimmers from south of the border coming up and adding to that performance that we've got. Niamh Savoury from Newcastle in our penultimate heat. She'll just add a little bit of spice to that. And we give Kiana Cutts a run for her money in the evening session, assuming both girls qualify.
Yeah, that's looking a good one. And then the 200 free, we've got Lewis Gibson, fastest in, gold in the 400 for Lewis. And Taylor Hudson from Incas in the second fastest heat, looking to give him a good go in the final, I'm sure.
Yeah. And moving on to butterfly. Again, Kiana Cutts, I think she finished second in that butterfly, second or third last night in the butterfly in the 40-year-old age group. We also have Lucy Oliver from Darlington. Nice to see Lucy up this week. She's a Scot, although she swims down at Darlington. We have quite a number of English swimmers who are up who are English, but any swimmers from Scotland who've got times, we're delighted to see them coming up and competing at Tollcross.
Yeah, Lucy, of course, I think she's already had 3 goals already, so she's clearly in good form. And just a reminder, I think, for people, this is for most of our young swimmers their first snags, because, of course, given the challenges that we've all had over the last couple of years, we've not had a snag since 2019. So for our younger swimmers, it's their first chance to swim on over a 5-day meet. So a bit of tiredness kicking in, I'm sure, on day 4 in a long course pool, which we know some of the challenges there in terms of getting access to long course pools up and down the country. So great to be here, and lots of learnings, I think, to take away, and some fantastic swims and some fantastic personal bests.
Yeah, one of the things I have mentioned is when you're getting onto even the 15, 16-year-olds in the Coventry position, we know an awful lot about these swimmers. Well, we don't know very much about them, John, because we haven't seen them swim for the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah, we've got a little bit of knowledge, but not that depth of knowledge. Because, as you say, it's for a lot of them, even at 15-year-olds, it's their first snags. And
that's what makes this very exciting. You know, there's lots of emerging talent coming through. You've seen that over the first 3 days. This morning was no different to that, Robert, in the heats that we saw this morning. Some fantastic swims, so I'm sure there'll be some emerging talent coming out this afternoon's heats as well.
Yeah, and first 3 days we've had some cracking finals, very tight finals, and I'm sure we'll have some exciting heats, but a lot more excitement to come this evening, John. And of course you'll be doing the live stream this evening, so please make sure you tune in. You've got a certain Hannah Miley, I believe, coming along.
Yeah, working with Hannah tonight, so looking forward to that. I'll be picking her brains in terms of she's got so much knowledge, probably one of, if not the most knowledgeable people in Scottish swimming, so it'd be great to hear her. Probably just something to share with the people on the live stream this afternoon is the point score after 3 days. So we did this morning, so for this afternoon, just try and go down. In 10th place with 139 points is the team from first. In 9th place with 161 is Hearts. That's Sterling Swim next with 156. Although that doesn't seem to make sense because the team above them has 157.5, Aberdeen Dolphins, so that seems to be the wrong way round. South Lanarkshire in 6th place with 217.5. University of Aberdeen Performance in 5th place, 269.5. In 4th place, Perth City, 320. East Lothian in 3rd place, 438.5. The top two, 2nd place, 676 points, Warren de Baths. And our leader, and it's a very healthy lead at that, with 828 points is the City of Glasgow swim team. So if your child is swimming for any of those top 10, then you know what the order is. City of Glasgow, healthy lead in first place, ahead of Warrender and East Lothian.
But great to see teams like Aberdeen Dolphins, who've never been anywhere near the top 10, actually, I'm not saying comfortably in the top 10, but do pretty well indeed. And a little bit further down the field, teams like Inverclyde, who are not the biggest club in the world, doing extremely well. And Round 96, another one getting into the top 20, and we've even got a bit further down Carnegie, who have sneaked in also. I think they're possibly in 20th position, John, is that right?
That's right, yeah, just ahead of the Highlands.
Also good to see Perth City, very prominent. Was that 4th place? And Dixon doing a sterling job up there.
Yeah, the first time in the top 10 for a while, Robert, for sure.
So off to a good start. There's 3 girls in the first of our, I think it's 5 heats. Just the 3 go, they're all 13. So it's Ava Ross from City Glasgow. We got off a little bit faster than the other 2 girls. In lane 3, Isla Luke from East Lothian swim team in 4. And Katie Cooper from Warner Bass in lane 5. So 3 swimmers from the top 3 clubs, John, just coincidentally in our first heat.
Yep, Isla setting the pace down the first 50, 35.48 for her. So obviously very strong on the fly leg. In the 200 IM, after each turn they flip onto a different stroke, and she's flipped onto her back on the backstroke. Close for second, Katie Cooper of Warrender, lane 5. Ava Ross, City of Glasgow in lane 3.
Just watch at the bottom right hand of your screen, you probably see a little caption with a time that comes up and a slightly smaller time that actually gives you the pace for that previous 50.
The halfway mark, it's going to be Isla's going to turn in first place. She flips back onto her front, 1:19.39. Robert pointed out there, you see that it was very close between her and Katie on that backstroke leg at the times, but Isla still leading the way, but close for second. And let's see what the breaststroke leg does in terms of, does it change the order at all?
Well, entry times for this are very, very close, John. 2:51 through to 2:52, barely half a second on the entry times.
And all 3 girls, to be fair, look very evenly matched up this breaststroke leg as well. Possibly just Ava Ross, City Glasgow, just eating into that lead slightly, but it's only very slightly.
Indeed. Ella keeping it together pretty well. Nice long stroke. They're not actually doing a shorter stroke, which you sometimes get with the back breaststrokers. And as you saw, Ava Ross 49.59 took a couple of seconds out of that there, John.
Yeah, so Isla Luke still leading the way. Clear second now is Ava Ross, Katie Cooper in third. But Isla Luke, East Lothian Summer Black Cap, looks strong. If anything, there might be a battle for second and third, but I don't think anyone's going to get close to Isla Luke. She looks very strong down this last 50, and she's pulling away now.
All girls will be keen to try and get close to this 250 mark. They may be long course conversions from short course. And a nice start for Isla, 250.48, second or so inside her entry time. The other two girls just a second or two over, but always nice to get your first swim at snags in a 200 IM. A good experience for them.
Results now confirmed. Isla Luke, Katie Cooper, Ava Ross. Moving on to heat 2, lane 0, we have Ailey Melrose. Lane 1, Kirsty Sivbright. Lane 2, Isla Petrie. Lane 3, Lucy Fleming. Lane 4, Kira Finlayson. Lane 5, Beth Kelly. Lane 6, Hannah Yao. Lane 7, Kate Nolan. Lane 8, Anna Lawson. So we've got 3 East Lothian swimmers in this. 2 for Warren de Bass.
Well, one thing that happened last night was a first for a club, winning a medal. First time ever at snags, and they have a representative in this one. I think you could probably work that one out for us, John.
I'm not sure, Robert. Is it Moni Fife?
It is indeed Moni Fife. Liam Grzinski in the 100 backstroke. Was it 200 backstroke last night? 100 backstroke last night. Got a third place. He was the fastest qualifier, but managed to win Moni Fife's first ever medal at snags. So well done to Liam, well done to Moni Fife, a club that's not had a pool, John, for the last 2 years. They've got 7 swimmers at snags, so it just shows you the qualities that the coaching staff have done there. All these coaches unpaid as well, so that's a feature of some of the clubs across Scotland doing fantastic work.
Certainly. The summer in this event's going quite well as well, but at the minute it's lane 6, Hannah Yao, 1:17.39, so 2 seconds exactly faster than the previous heat. Second place for Ailey Melrose over in lane 0, third place for Kira Finlayson in lane 4, and the Moni Fife swimmer Isla Petrie in 4th place. So the breaststroke leg moving on to now, and it's certainly tight up front. It's going to be a difficult one to call this race, possibly just still in lane 6, Hannah Yao, but going well in lane 0, Ailey Melrose.
Kira Finlayson in 4, coming through quite strongly along with Lucy Fleming as well, John. It's beginning to get quite an interesting final 50.
Yeah, the breaststroke's often the most important leg on the individual medley. But Hannah Yao's kept her form well up there, and she's going to turn first, 2:09.50.
You can see from the caption, one swimmer under 50 seconds in that breaststroke for Lucy Fleming, getting herself into 3rd place. It's all about stretching, get the legs going strongly down the final stretch.
That was Hannah Yao you saw there on the close-up, but she's going to fight hard to keep off Kate Nolan in outside. The Warren de Bass in lane 7 is starting to come through. Looks like it's between these two, but it looks like Kate Nolan's going to take this. She's paced this one perfectly, and she's going to come outside and win this heat. 2:46.24.
It was very close for 3rd. Kira Finlayson and Lucy Fleming separated by 0.1. It's a nice swim there from Kate, coming out that final stretch, John.
4-second PB for her, she'll be very pleased with that, the young Warren de Bass swimmer.
And 4 of the girls sub 250, all PBing on their entry time. So on to our 3rd heat. In lane 0, Emma Binney, North Ayrshire. 1, Madison Stewart, Aberdeen Performance. 2, Chloe Kirk, Mulgine, Bearsden. 3, Abby Coventry, Tynemouth. 4, Emma Jupp, Aberdeen Performance. 5, Emma Silcock, First. 6, Natalia Langdon from Gateshead and Wickham. 7, Eva Smith, Aberdeen Performance. 8, Josie Grimes, Warder Baths. And 9, Chloe Semple, South Lanarkshire. Times in this one, 2:46 to 2:49.
Off to a good start in lane 5. Emma Silcock, first swimmer. Also going well, Aberdeen Performances, Madison Stewart in lane 1. These two lead the way just at the minute. Our youngest swimmer in this event, we've got Abby Coventry up from Tynemouth. Just 11 years old this year. In fact, she may not even be 11 yet, we don't know.
That's right, of course, the age at the 31st of December. She's in the mix anyway. Lane 5 coming through strongly is Emma Silcock from First. And she's being challenged by another swimmer from the northeast of England, Gateshead and Wickham's Natalia Langan. So I think Natalie is just edging ahead, John, here on the backstroke section.
Yeah, she looks like she's a very strong backstroker. And she's certainly going to be in the lead as we come up to the turn. Camera focusing on the two swimmers there. In lanes 5 and 6, Emma Silcock in 5, Natalia Langan in 6. Natalia turns first with the fastest time down that leg, 39.54, 1:15.50. So continuing to go faster than the previous heat, as you would expect. But it looks very close coming up this first leg on the breaststroke. Still Natalia leading in lane 6, but certainly Emma in lane 5 not going away. And these two still leading. Head of lane 4 started to come through now. Emma Jupp from Aberdeen Performance.
Madison Stewart in 1, making a little bit of ground over that far side. She's closed down. Chloe Kirk, Abby Coventry also trying to get into the mix, but they've a fair bit to do. It's lanes 5 and 6 to the 4 here. It's blue cap of Emma Silcock from First, who's had that better breaststroke section taken over a second out of Natalie Langdon there.
Well inside their entry times, looking at that third split, Robert, and certainly looking very strong down this last 50 is Emma. Natalia looks like she's going to hold on for second, ahead of Emma in third place. Emma Jupp, that is, in lane 4, but the other Emma Silcock, leading this one out. As they come under the flags, she's going to finish in a very impressive time, well inside her entry time, which was 2:46.5, so 2:42.88. Second place was Natalia Langan, those two in the first and second all the way through. Third place for Emma Jupp in lane 4.
A lot of pretty good times there. So hopefully they'll have taken that learning experience back to their coaching team and be told all the good things and some of the bad things they've done and what to work on. So the first of our our seeded heats, this is heat number 4. Amber Littlejohn from Aberdeen Dolphins in 0. 1, Addison Cole, South Lanarkshire. 2, Jessica Kirkwood, Aberdeen Performance. 3 is Kerry Preacher from Lerwick. 4, Phoebe Arbuckle, Warder Baths. 5, Freya Beaton, City Glasgow. 6 is Melissa Menny, City Glasgow. 7, Ellie Kennedy, City Glasgow. 8, Ellen Denny from Geary. And 9, Lauren Ferret, Dundee City Aquatics. The whole field, other than lane 2, Jessica Kirkwood, are 14. So this is probably important for the girls in the middle lanes to push on, ensure they're certainly in the top 2 or 3 to give them opportunity to be in this evening's final. Maybe less so for Jessica Kirkwood. She's really just got to concentrate on her race, the 13-year-old.
Yeah, the bronze medalist from the 400, Freya Beaton, City Glasgow in lane 5, leading this one. Certainly she will have some lots of back-end strength given the performance in the 400, but she's very close either side. Phoebe Arbuckle, Warren de Bath swimmer in 4, Melissa Menny, her teammate, in 6. This looks like a cracking heat coming up to the halfway mark. 3 swimmers right in a line.
Melissa Menny just with that slight advantage, 1:13.08. Actually on her or seeded heats that little bit faster than what we've seen before. It's the key section, John, the breaststroke.
Yeah, it looks like the two seeded Glasgow swimmers. They're not shaking off the Warrender swimmer though, Phoebe Arbuckle. It's still going to be very close. In fact, if anything, it's Melissa Many just dropping back in lane 6, and it's the two golden lanes as we call them. Phoebe Arbuckle in 4, Freya Beaton in 5, who look like they're going to turn 1 and 2.
Yes, breaststroke just that little bit stronger, but Phoebe Arbuckle on the freestyle, I think she won the 1500 free. She'll certainly give it everything down this final stretch. 1.14 in it. And
yeah, very close. Race on for third. Lane 7, Ellie Kennedy starting to come through. Another City of Glasgow swimmer. Battling that with a teammate for third. But up front, it looks like it is going to be Phoebe ahead of Freya.
So you don't know if these youngsters are pushing it too much. They probably are, to be fair. If they were 17, 18, they'd probably be easing down a little bit, knowing they've done enough to qualify for this evening's final. It's all about the heats, 2:33.42, virtually bang on the entry time, just a little bit faster. Freya Beaton also a couple of seconds or so inside her entry time. So,
yeah, we were
good swims all round there.
We were talking about that point this morning, Robert, about heats and finals and different ways to swim, and certainly one of the conclusions from this morning was that the City of Glasgow swimmers are not holding anything back. In the main, they're going out fast in the heat and fast in the final as well, and you know, I think it's a really good strategy to have. Moved on to heat number 5, lane 0, Millie Colvin from Stranraer. Lane 1, Phoebe Sampson, Dundee City Aquatics. Lane 2, Emmy Aitken, Aberdeen Performance. Lane 3, Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire. Lane 5, Neil Savoury, Newcastle. Lane 5, Coco Croxford, City of Glasgow. Lane 6, Rosie Heaps, Foldhouse. Lane 7, Leona Bedborough from Incas. Lane 8, Molly Irvin Watson from Stranraer. And Lane 9, Caitlin Parnaby from Elgin.
Great to see some of the wee clubs represented in this one. Elgin, not the biggest club up in the North District, and a couple of swimmers from the extremes down in the southwest in Stranraer in this one. Great to see this, John.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what Snags is all about.
And the early leader is our Newcastle representative, Niamh Savaroy, 30.85, taking it out very strongly indeed, John.
Yeah, looking very strong, but coming back at her. In lane 5, Coco Croxford, silver medalist in the 400. Coco having a very good Snags, young Glasgow swimmer. These two are stroke for stroke, as you can see, going down this 50. Third place probably just Rosie Heaps for Foldhouse in lane 6.
It's another club that's not the biggest of clubs, but I think they've got something like about 10, 11 representatives at age groups. Credit to Tom Seaveright for bringing them through.
See the difference in the two turns there. Coco just making up a body length on that turn, but straight away, once Niamh gets going, she looks like the strongest swimmer down the breaststroke leg. She's now starting to pull away from Coco in second place. Still in third is the Foldhouse swimmer, Rosie Heaps, in lane 6. Also going well, Evie Mackey in lane 3. Evie, the bronze medalist in the 400 AM earlier in the week, South Lanarkshire swimmer.
Had a cracking swim last night in the 200 butterfly, taking gold, beating probably everybody's favourite Zara Kravis.
And what a lovely smile she had after the race.
She did indeed, yeah, it was
so
great,
happy,
great to see that.
A bit of possession up front now from Niamh. She's just pulling away. Fastest entry time, 2:30.62.
Yeah, on paper she's 6 seconds faster than Coco, so it's no real surprise to see this big gap. It's an interesting contest for third place. Evie Mackey, I think the 13-year-old just shades Rosie Heaps, but here comes Niamh to take this just inside her entry time. Very good swim, 2:29.80. Coco also inside her entry time, 2:34.52. I think Evie Mackey just sneaked in third place ahead of Rosie Heaps, so Evie Mackey, I think that's the fastest time for the 13-year-old so far. And I think Rosie Heaps, although she finished 4th in that heat, third place in the 14-year-old category. Should see her back later on this evening. So we move on to the 6th and final heat. A couple of 13-year-olds in this one as well. In 0, Gina Wren, City Glasgow. 1, Macy Carty, Falthouse Penguins. 2, Madeline Patterson, City of Glasgow. 3, Zara Kravitz from the Slovene swim team. 4, Kiana Kirsa, Warner Baths. 5, Alice Cumming, City Glasgow. 6, Sydney Boyd, Midlothian. 7, Mirren Gibbs, Stranraer Stingrays. 8, Kirsten Mackay, Warner Baths. And 9, Kira Gregg, Falthouse Penguins.
So 2 13-year-olds in this heat. Gina Wren in lane 0, Zara Kravitz in 3.
Well, no surprise to see Kiana Kirsa going out very strongly. Don't really think she's got a weak stroke, John.
No, she's having a fantastic snags. I think it was 4 goals at the last count. She'll be looking to add to that tally tonight. Looking very smooth in that transition from butterfly to backstroke. Another swimmer who's certainly not going to cruise into the final. Looking at this, she's certainly looking for a fast time as well to get one of those middle lanes.
2:27.81, about 3 seconds faster on the entry times than the Newcastle swimmer that previous heat, Niamh Savaroy.
Second place, lane 5 for Alice Cumming, City of Glasgow. Coming through for third, it's another City of Glasgow swimmer, Madeline Patterson in lane 2.
I'm interested, Alice Cummings' best section of these 4 strokes is, or has been her breaststroke. So let's see if she can just close that gap a little bit. It's 5.5 seconds. It's probably unlikely, knowing the qualities of the Wonder swimmer though, John.
Yeah, coming through now is Sydney Boyd as well in Midlothian. But the 5.5 second gap might be coming down slightly, but if it is, it's only very slightly. And certainly Kiana appears to have this heat very safely under control.
Nice to see the camera shot. Not too much splash for her camera. And off the turn, 1:52.71. Well, 44.71. It was even faster than Alice Cumming, who, as I say, is no slouch on breaststroke.
Alice in second place. Third place in lane 6 for Sydney Boyd. Fourth place, Madeline Patterson. Zara Kravitz, one of our younger swimmers, in 5th place in lane 3.
She looks very relaxed, doesn't she, John, coming down the final stretch. Still working fairly hard, but looks as though she's going to have to settle for maybe the lane 5. Can't remember whether that's actually the fastest. I think it might just be the fastest time.
Just slightly faster, Robert. Just less than a second, but 2:29.8 in the previous heat, I think.
Yeah, 2:29.8, absolutely correct. Kiana Kirsa looked to be easing down a little bit. That was a nice swim.
Yep, so we'll definitely see her subject to confirmation in a middle lane later tonight. An exciting final.
Zara Kravitz, 2:39.85. That will put her beside Evie Mackey, 2:39.21. So that'll be another interesting one for you to talk about this evening, John.
Yeah, these girls driving themselves out. It's good to see. Great to see a little bit of competition in the final and faster times. Next event, 4:22. Moving to our boys. First time this afternoon. This is the boys 200 metre freestyle. We have 6 heats. Heat number 1, lane 3, Fergus Reid from Gary. And lane 4, Fraser Down. Lane 5, Callum Mckenzie. Lane 6, Finlay Bruce from Perth City. All with their distinctive red caps.
And that sometimes happens with either the timing mechanism, sorry, the starter button might have a little hiccup. And quite rightly, it's nice to see the starter stand the boys down. We don't want someone falling into the water and ending up being disqualified because of potential hitch poolside, John.
No, absolutely. And again, for these younger swimmers, it'll be their first snags. They'll all be a little bit nervous. So they just need to just keep warm, just keep their arms moving, just make sure that they don't get cold standing there.
You can see Callum and Finlay in 5 and 6 just having a wee look over and thinking, oh, what's gone wrong? Looks as though we might be good to go again. Just checking, probably up behind us in the box. He'll keep us right at referee's whistle. Instructs the boys to get back on the starting platform. And we've got a nice clean start, John. That's great.
Yep, so yellow cap of Geary, red cap of Perth City. So it'll be interesting if the Perth City boys spur themselves on, and what can Fergus Reid do? Outnumbered 3-1. He's looking pretty strong. Not much in it up this first 50.
Not much in the entry times either, John. 2:31 through to 2:33. Barely a second and a half on the entry times.
Yeah, down at first 50. Finlay Bruce, 33.05 for Finlay. Very close behind, Callum Mckenzie, Fergus Reid, lane 3, and Fraser Doubt in lane 4. But still a long way to go. Be interesting to see if these boys can pace it nicely, if any of them have gone a little bit too quick or indeed a little bit too slow, but we'll see that as the race develops.
The yellow cap of Geary going well with Fergus Reid. He is the leader at the halfway mark.
Yeah, he just set off the pace for the first 30 or 40 metres and seems to be benefiting from that, and he's certainly been very strong down that second 50, and he's starting to pull away from the Perth boys.
He's gone about body length clear at 75 to go. As you say, John, getting the legs going a little bit stronger than the other lads at the moment. Maybe the Perth lads are saving themselves, but got a wee bit to do now.
1:48.33.
And again, he's picked up another second or so in that last 50. And you've now got lane 5, Callum Mckenzie. He said, enough of this, I'm going to have a go.
He does look the danger, doesn't he? He looks like he's coming back strongest of all. His legs are certainly kicking much harder than they were at the last 50, and it feels like he's judged this best of all of the 4 swimmers. And Callum Mckenzie sat back in 3rd place up that third 50, but he's going to by far and away the fastest last 50, and he's going to win this heat in a very good personal best. 2:24.48 for Callum. 2:26 for Fergus. And indeed personal best for all 4 boys. So a lovely way to start this event with 4 personal bests for all swimmers.
Callum Mckenzie coming back in a 33.47, so he was obviously saving himself there, John, but you just wonder, could he go in a little bit faster in the first part? But this is the key thing about competing at snags, maybe for your first time. You do the best you can, you come out and you think, well, what could I have done better?
Yeah, probably the first time racing in a long course pool, saving a little bit for the back 50, and you know, you'll go a little bit sooner next time. There's a bit more in the tank there, I think, in terms of personal best.
So to heat number 2 in 0, Adam Merrick, North Lanarkshire Swim Team. 1, Lachlan Haney, Dumfries. 2, Hamish Maxwell, South Ayrshire. 3, Kenneth Traynor, South Lanarkshire. 4, Kyle Connolly, City of Glasgow. 5, Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow. 6, Dexter Suter from Lerwick. 7, Tyler Coots from Shetland. 8, Cammy McMillan, Renfrew Baths. And 9, Matthew Playtex from Aberdeen Performance. Well, a couple of lads from Shetland, Dexter Suter from Lerwick, Tyler Coots from Shetland. Great to see quite a number of swimmers from Orkney and Shetlands down competing over these 5 days. Kyle Mossman and Kyle Connolly in the middle lanes from City Glasgow, well positioned. Tyler Coots from Shetland also well up there. I think it's just the Shetland lad with the advantage at the moment, John, coming towards the halfway mark. Yeah,
Tyler Coots in lane 7, looking very strong down this second 50. Also going well, the 2 Glasgow boys in the middle, Kyle Connolly in 4, Kyle Mossman in 5. Working hard as well in lane 3, Kenneth Traynor from South Lanarkshire. But at the halfway point, Tyler Coots turns first, 1:08.12, about 2.5 seconds faster than the previous heat. Second place for Kyle Mossman, third place for Kenneth Traynor. Will we see an all change down the last 50 like in the previous heat, or is Tyler going to be able to hang on? They're coming back at him, Robert, that's for sure.
Certainly are. Making a good charge in lane 3 from South Lanarkshire is Kenneth Traynor. Kyle Mossman for City Glasgow might be just biding his time here. I think he's a serious threat in lane 5. Kyle Mossman turning in second, just a fraction behind Tyler Coots here. Kyle Mossman 37.84, Kenneth Traynor 37.76. They've got the momentum perhaps.
Everything to play for. Lanes 5 and 7. Kyle Mossman in 5, Tyler Coots in 7. Entry times here, fastest time 2:26.7, so it looks like they're going to be underneath that if they can keep it going. It looks like it's the City of Glasgow swimmer Kyle Mossman. Looks like he's going to come through. It's very close between him and Tyler Coots, but I think it's going to be Kyle Mossman who gets the touch, and it is 2:23.78. So nice personal best for him. Second place was Shetland's Tyler Coots. Third place Dexter Suter from Lerwick.
He came through with a very late surge just to sneak in ahead of Kenneth Traynor, who just died in the last 5 metres. Kyle Mossman looked that a little bit stronger just reaching that final turn, and not totally surprised to see him come away in the second section of the race. As you say, John, some good PBs. We're just waiting on our officials to confirm that one. Might just be a soft touch on maybe 1 or 2 of the pads, and they're just confirming times. That often happens, certainly with the younger swimmers who are unaccustomed to swimming at this sort of level. They don't give the pads a big hard batter, as we would say. If we have a soft touch, then it maybe doesn't register correctly. But, certainly Kyle had a very strong 36.36 coming back. Dexter Suter 36.29. That's what sneaked him into third place.
Yeah, I don't think it'll affect the final results here, Robert. I think it was definitely Kyle in first place ahead of Tyler in second, but it looks like there is a time going to be adjusted. So we'll confirm that for you hopefully on the screen in a minute. It was lane 8's time was changed.
Well, it might have just, even if it is lane 8, maybe just a little bit faster. Maybe he didn't hit the pad all that hard, but no change in that order. Kyle Mossman, Tyler Coots 2:24.24, Dexter Suter 2:25.43. Those results now confirmed. As we move on to Heat 3, Owen Beacon from South Aberdeenshire in 0. 1 Aaron Drake, Wonderbass. 2 Aidan McCavish from first. 3 Aaron Machin, City Glasgow. 4 Archie McDonald from Putteridge. 5 Daniel Henry, City Glasgow. 6 Fraser Gemmell from first. 7 Lachlan Small from Stirling Swim. 8 is Callum MacArthur, Mulgan Bearsden. And 9 Kyle Harper from South Ayrshire. Well, fastest entry time in this one. Archie McDonald from Putteridge, 2:22.70.
Fastest out of the blocks is certainly Callum MacArthur, lane 8, Mulgan Bearsden. He's not hanging around, entry time 2:24. 29.95 for that first 50.
This is the last of the unseeded heat, so if you want to try and have a chance of getting into that top 10, you've really got to go for leather, so to speak, and that looks like tactics that Callum's doing. M&B swimmer.
Going next to him, Lachlan Small in lane 7, Stirling Swim. Going well on the far side, lane 0, Owen Bicken. Also coming through in lane 4, Archie MacDonald from Putteridge. Got 1:05.07 for Callum MacArthur, considerably faster than we've seen at all. Can he hang on down this second 100? We'll find out. Second place next to him in lane 7 for Lachlan Small. Third place Daniel Hendry. Fourth place Archie MacDonald. So the middle lane started to come through, but at the minute it's Callum MacArthur leading the way, being urged on by his coach. to keep this going. And he's led from the start. He's looking a little bit tired coming at this third 50, and they are starting to close in on him now a little bit.
Yeah, looks a little bit weary now. The arms that a little bit slower. And I think the threat's coming from Lachlan Small, Sterling Swim, along with Daniel Hendry. You kind of fancy that Lachlan Small is going to swallow him up very, very shortly.
He was a second and a half just ahead of him up that 50, and that certainly looks the case. Also coming back well in lane 5 is Daniel Hendry. He's picked up his pace as well, but fair play to Callum MacArthur. He's battling hard, and he's still ahead, coming close, very close between him and Lachlan Small in 7. Between these two swimmers, but he might well hang on. This is a gutsy swim. Who's going to get it on the touch?
7. Yeah, Lachlan Small just by the merest fraction. 2:17.85. A cracking swim from both those boys, taking almost 6 and a bit seconds off their entry times. Well, that maybe gives them a fighting chance, so to speak. Certainly Lachlan Small is in the 13-year-old category, so that might give him a spot in this evening's final. Carl MacArthur, nevertheless, 2:17.89. Cracking swim from both boys.
Yeah, Callum, I think, will be kicking himself a little bit. I think he led for about 199.5 metres, Robert, in that race. So he'll be disappointed just to be touched out. But a quick time, nevertheless, and well inside his entry time by 6 seconds. So he'll be pleased with that. Moving on to heat 4. First of our seeded heats. Lane 0, Archie MacArthur, Inverclyde. Lane 1, Rhys Edwards from Dumfries. Lane 2, Toby Bullock from Midlothian. Lane 3, Tom Jeffords, Wren 96. Lane 4, Ewan Weir, Dundee City Aquatics. Lane 5, Ross Anderton, East Lothian. Lane 6, Sam Cool, Step Rock. Lane 7, Tristan Robbins, City of Glasgow. Lane 8, Dylan Mitchell, Warren de Bath. And Lane 9, Jake Ferguson from First.
And again, good cross-section of clubs here. Inverclyde, Step Rock and St Andrews. Represented with Sam Cool in lane 6, going pretty well, but Ross Anderton, East Lothian. They've got a wide range of swimmers in all age groups. That's why they're in 3rd place. Those 3 clubs down in East Lothian pool their resources together and swim as a composite team at Snags, and they're really doing extremely well this week, John.
Yeah, Ross is absolutely blasted down that first 50, 28.28, nearly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat. And he's going to have a big lead at the halfway mark. 1:02.03, so 3 seconds faster than the previous heat, which was pretty quick as well. His entry time 2:12.60. Let's hope he's paced this right. Let's hope he's not gone off a bit too quick. Coming through in lane 4 now is Ewan Weir, Dundee City Aquatic swimmer. Also going well in lane 3, Tom Jeffords. And they are starting to catch Ross with about 70 metres to go.
Well, they've all the other lads round about a 105, 106 at halfway. So certainly some of them pacing it maybe a little bit smoother. Ross Anderson still got a wee bit left in the tank, I think.
Yeah, he's still pretty quick up that third 50. Only Ewan Weir swam a faster time. It is Ewan that's starting to put pressure on him now.
Archie MacArthur over in lane 0, one of the 13-year-olds in this one. Going really, really well in this. He'll be certainly back tonight, I'm sure. It's tightening up a wee bit, but Ross Anderton's just going to hang on. Ross Anderton, Ewan Weir, I think Midlothian swimmer Tony Bullock comes through and takes 3rd place. Well done, Toby. I'm sure that's good enough to get you into this evening's final, along with Tom Jeffords perhaps. Certainly Archie MacArthur on a 2:15.34. No problem getting into a final for the 13-year-old age group.
2:10.8 for Ross setting the standard for the last 2 heats. Nearly 2 seconds inside his entry time, so be pleased with that. Again, another really brave, fast swim over the first half of the race, and he hung on well down that last 50, under pressure from Ewan Weir.
And to the penultimate heat, heat 5 in 0. Aberdeen Dolphins, James Geddes in 1. Fraser Cowie, North Ayrshire. 2, Ishmael Shalaby, Warner Bass. 3, Conor Aspinall, East Lothian. 4 Taylor Hutton, Incas. 5 Josh Elliott, Heart of Midlothian. 6 Dean Bergatti, South Lanarkshire. 7 Anna Prusick, Aberdeen Dolphins. 8 Max Turnbull, Midlothian. And 9 Stephen Laws from Cooper District. Another East Lothian swimmer, Conor Aspinall, in lane 3. Another 13-year-old, he's only 13-year-old in this one. Running up last night in that very exciting 200 backstroke. He'd already swam a 1500 earlier on. That maybe just took it out of him. He was just touched out of it by Carnegie's James Kilpatrick, who got it just on the touch. It was one of that was the first of last night's finals, and it got us off to a really cracking start. We've got a cracking race ahead of us here. Incas swimmer Taylor Hutton going well, John. Still Conor Aspinall with him.
Yeah, very close behind. Conor going well in lane 3. Dean Bergatti led down the first 50 in lane 6. As they go to the turn, 102.74 for Taylor. Just a little bit slower than the previous heat. Second place was Conor Aspinall in 3, ahead of Josh Elliott in 5, Ishmael Shalabi in 2.
Rest to feel a little bit tighter in this one, John.
Yeah, it looks that way, but the Inca swimmer Taylor Hutton going really well. At this stage he doesn't look like he's going to be caught, but there's still a long way to go. Coming back at him in lane 5, Heart of Midlothian's Josh Elliott.
Great to see the arrow formation at last. So I think that's been the first true arrow formation of the week.
33.79 for Taylor, was the fastest third 50. Second fastest Josh Elliott. These two started to pull away a little bit. But it is Incas Taylor Hutton, entry time 2:10. He'll be hoping to get inside that, the young swimmer.
You can see breathing on 2. Some of the swimmers will breathe on 3, some will breathe on 2, just whatever they're comfortable with. A cracking swim from Taylor.
Yeah, it's going to be about his entry time. Just inside it, 2:09.88. Fastest time so far, I think, from memory. Just inside. Second place Ishmael Shalabi, third place Josh Elliott. So a good swim from Taylor Hutton, and I'm sure we'll see him back tonight in the final, subject to confirmation.
But our 13-year-old Conor Aspinall in 4th place, so good swim from him, 2:14.13. Just a little bit slower in his entry time. So I'll take that back and no doubt have a word with the East Lothian contingent and just see what he's got to do for this evening. We move on to our final heat. N0, Declan Kay, East Lothian. 1 Corey Phillip, Dundee City Aquatics. 2 Finlay Gerris from Lerwick. 3 Jensen Norris, Perth City. 4 Lewis Gibson, North Ayrshire. 5 Cameron Hastings, Aberdeen Performance. 6 is Oscar Churnside from Geary. 7 Callum Ferguson, South Lanarkshire. 8 Aidan Bruce, Aberdeen. And in 9 Harry Sharp, Launder Baths. Again, nice to see swimmers from Lerwick down in this one, and in the fastest heat as well, Finlay Gerris. Entry time of 2:16. No doubt that will be a long course conversion, so it's hard to know what he'll do in the 50-metre pool, which he's probably never had the opportunity to swim in. A strong start, as you'd expect. Lewis Gibson, North Ayrshire, Jensen Norris, the Perth City boy in that red cap with him, and the other side of Lewis, Cameron Hastings from Aberdeen Performance.
Going well this side of the pool, Harry Sharp as well, but it is Lewis Gibson, 28.48, touches first. Jensen in second place in lane 3, 29.61. Same time actually as lane 5, Cameron Hastings. Oscar Churnside in lane 6, not far behind, the Geary swimmer. We saw him win the 1500 metres yesterday, so good pedigree in this freestyle event. But it is Lewis Gibson, the gold medalist in the 400 free. North Ayrshire swimmer looking very, very smooth coming down this second 50. Close for second, probably just Oscar in second place in lane 6. But as they come up to the turn, Lewis 1:01.58. That's going to be the fastest split, I think, at the halfway mark. Second place for Oscar, 1:03.46. Third place Cameron Hastings.
Yeah, winner at the recent West District Pre-Snags meet, West District champion, and certainly using all that experience at recent events in this pool to good use. Oscar and Cameron in second and third. Lewis Gibson if he has a few more swims to contend with later this afternoon, should just really ease off now, John.
Yeah, once again the fastest up the last 50, 33.28, just increasing his lead, looking very comfortable out in front, certainly going to qualify for tonight's final. Oscar Churnside in 6th, in 2nd place, close for 3rd between Aberdeen Performances, Cameron Hastings and Jensen Norris, but Cameron Hastings very impressive. Fastest entry time 209.4, he's going to be very close to that, and inside it 208.14. So lane 4 tonight for Lewis. 2nd place for Oscar Churnside in lane 6. 3rd place for Cameron Hastings in lane 5.
Good swim from Oscar, taking a few seconds off his empty time. All these lads in the 14-year-old age group category. So I think the first 3, maybe first 4 home there, qualifying for this evening. Talking about qualifying, our girls 11-13-year-old 200 IM, our finalists for this evening. Evie Mackey, Zara Kravitz, Jessica Kirkwood, Amy Aiken, Gina Wren, Molly Irvin-Watson, Leona Bedborough, Kate Nolan, Chloe Kirk, Madison Stewart, with Abby Coventry and Hannah Yao, our 2 reserves. In the 14-year-old age group, it's Kiana Kurtza, Eve Savaray, Phoebe Abrico, Coco Croxford, Freya Beaton, Alice Cumming, Melissa Menny, Ellie Kennedy, all from City Glasgow, Sydney Boyd and Rosie Heaps, Marilyn Patterson and Kristen Mackay, the 2 reserves for that first event we've just had. And we'll bring you the finalists for the boys 200 free very soon.
Back in the pool, next event 423, the girls 100 metre butterfly. Again, we have 6 heats in this. Heat number 1, lane 2, Amy Rowell, City of Glasgow. Lane 3, Josie Grimes, Warren de Baths. Lane 4, Carrie Geddes from Lerwick. Lane 5, Heidi Carr, Gateshead and Wickham. And lane 6, Emily Dawson, Mulgai and Bearsdown. Leading off on the near side, Emily Dawson, Mulgai and Bearsdown, entry time 1:22. Amy Rowell going well on the far side, City of Glasgow. Also going well, Heidi Carr, Gateshead and Wickham. But at the minute it's the near side, Mulgai and Bearsdown, Emily Dawson. She's going to lead coming under the flags at the end of the first 50. 35.50 for Emily. 2nd place, Amy Rowell in 2, 36.27. 3rd place in lane 5, Heidi Carr, 37 seconds dead.
This is where it starts hurting in the last 30 metres or so, John, for these youngsters.
Yeah, we saw that in the 200 fly yesterday. This isn't too much easier. It sounds easier on paper, but they go a little bit quicker. And it certainly drains those arms coming down this second 50, as we can see now. And certainly that's the case for Emily Dawson, and she's going to get caught if she's not careful by, looks like Caris Geddes in lane 4, the Lerwick swimmer. And she does get it, 1:19.78.
Came back 2.5 seconds faster than Emily there. Got to swim there.
Yeah, Emily hung on for 2nd, ahead of Amy Rowell in 3rd. But it's the Lerwick youngster, Caris Geddes, who takes that first heat. Nice little personal best, 1:19.78.
So that result now confirmed. We move on to our second heat. Olivia Russell in 0, North Lanarkshire. 1, Ciara Finlayson, City Glasgow. 2, Madison Stewart, Aberdeen Performance. 3, Imogen Barrett, Ren 96. 4, Gina Wren, City Glasgow. 5, Amber Hinton, Dumfries. 6 is Ellie Wilson, Step Rock. 7, Lucy Hall, East Lothian. 8, Hannah Yao, Aberdeen Performance. And 9, Kinina Wan, well, we pronounced that correctly, from Dundee City Aquatics. Time is 1:18 to 1:21 in this, John. A nice strong start from the City Glasgow swimmer, Gina Wren.
Yeah, she's got that time in lane 4. Fastest time goes in lane 4, 2nd fastest in lane 5. But it's lane 4's Gina Wren setting the pace. And Ellie Watson in lane 6, Step Rock, the 2nd place. Step Rock, the club based in St Andrews. 34.34 for Gina. Just a second and a bit faster than her first heat. She's looking much stronger coming down this second 50. 13-year-old swimmer from City of Glasgow.
Quite well over in lane 1. Ciara Finlayson, City Glasgow teammate, and an 8 Hannah from Aberdeen Performance. This looks is it going to be a City Glasgow 1-2 perhaps. Gina then, Ciara Finlayson, and maybe in lane 8, or it is just lane 8, Hannah Yao ahead of Olivia Russell. Well, that was getting pretty close at the death.
Gina was glad to see the pads there. She touched, but she was getting caught by the second.
Yeah, she was virtually dying at the end. 41.90 coming back, 39.32. Ciara just getting her wind in the last 10-15 metres, but not quite having enough to snatch that.
There's the official result. Gina Wren in first place. Teammate Ciara Finlayson in second. Hannah Yao in third. Moving on to heat number 3. Lane 0, Isla Kay, South Aberdeenshire. Lane 1, Derby Patmore, North Lanarkshire. Lane 2, Caitlin Parnaby from Elgin. Lane 3, Lucy Morgan, Aberdeen Performance. Lane 4, Emmy Aitken, Aberdeen Performance. Lane 5, Leah Rafferty, Western Bartonshire. Lane 6, Miriam McConnell, Inverclyde. Lane 7, Emma Jupp, Aberdeen Performance. Lane 8, Laurie Joyce, East Lothian. And Lane 9, Isla Petrie from Monifeith.
Well, a slightly better start in lane 4 from the 13-year-old Emmy Aitken from Aberdeen Performance. She's the fastest qualifier in this, 1:17.80, along with Leah Rafferty at a similar time. The 13-year-old going pretty nicely, as is Laurie Joyce from East Lothian. Two 13-year-olds almost turning together. And McConnell also well there. Remember Clyde off the turn. It's Laurie Joyce. Certainly well there in 4, Emmy Aitken.
Lane 6, Miriam McConnell going well. Also going well in lane 3, Lucy Morgan. But it's still Laurie Joyce, East Lothian swimmer, black cap. Coming back in lane 4, Emmy Aitken, the youngest swimmer from Aberdeen Performance. Swam very well in the 200 fly yesterday, so that back end strength is really starting to come through. And she might well take this heat. It's going to be close, but I do think it's going to be Emmy Aitken from the Aberdeen Performance squad in lane 4. She touches 1:15.82.
Far side, Derby Patmore and Isla Kay finishing extremely strongly in second and third. 1:15.82. A little bit faster than her entry time, so nice strong finish. Moving on to the first of the 3 seeded heats. N0, Beth Kelly from Mornder-Bass. 1, Abigail Thomas, Highland Swim Team. 2, Eva Marco from East Lothian. 3, Sarah Kravitz, also East Lothian. 4, Coco Croxford, City Glasgow. 5, Kirsty Breakin, Aberdeen Dolphins. 6, Ellen Denny from Geary. 7, Millie Colvin from Stranraer Stingrays. 8 is Callie Smith, Aberdeen Dolphins. And 9, Mary Kemp from Perth City. Well, Eva Marco from East Lothian in the 200 butterfly yesterday, John. Don't know what happened to her. She did actually qualify, but qualified something like 3:40 odds, some 40 odd seconds behind the 9th swimmer. There were only 9 girls actually took part in the heats, so whatever was amiss, she did manage to finish, which is great credit to her, and came back and swam last night's final. So fingers crossed she has no problems with the heat for the 100 butterfly this afternoon. Just while we have a slight delay, that's the result confirmed. Quickly give you the finalists for the boys 200 free in the 11 13-year-olds: Connor Aspinall, Archie MacArthur, Lachlan Small, Dylan Mitchell, Aaron Drake, Daniel Henry, Aaron Machin, Fraser Gernall, Owen Beacon and Kyle Mossman, Tyler Coots and Campbell Mckenzie, our 2 reserves.
So heat 4 in the pool here. Lane 0, Beth Kelly, Mornder-Bass. Lane 1, Abigail Thomas, Highland. Lane 2, Ava Marco, East Lothian. Lane 3, Zara Kravitz, East Lothian. Lane 4, Coco Croxford, City of Glasgow. Lane 5, Kirsty Breakin, Aberdeen Dolphins. Lane 6, Ellen Denny from Geary. Lane 7, Millie Colvin, Stranraer. Lane 8, Kalila Smith from Aberdeen Dolphins. And lane 9, Mary Kent, Perth City.
Lovely start from Kirsty Breakin in 5, and just adding that the start, pulling away a wee bit from Coco Croxford. Our last night, the 200 butterfly. A good start from Kirsty. 30.83, almost a second ahead of Coco.
Yeah, looking very strong down that first 50. Coco, some really good turn and good underwater work though, fighting back. Two fastest swimmers, not surprisingly, in the 2 golden lanes, and Coco coming back at Kirsty. So it looks like they are closely matched on paper and closely matched in the pool. Close for third, possibly just in lane 3, Zara Kravitz, but it's going to be Coco Croxford, I think, from the City of Glasgow, who's paced this one well. Sat off the pace a little bit on the first 50, but a great turn, great underwater work, and she touches first. 1:08.22. Looks like the fastest time of the session so far, a personal best for Coco, or inside her entry time anyway. Kirsty Breakin, second place, 1:09.01. Third place for Zara Kravitz.
That's a nice swim from Coco. Didn't panic too much there. I know it's only a heat, but this is where you can practice these events. Make sure that you get it right in the final. So on to our penultimate heat, heat 5 in 0. Kira Gregg, Faulthouse Penguins. 1, Ellie Kennedy, City Glasgow. 2, Missy Carty, Faulthouse Penguins. 3, Phoebe Arbuckle, Warner Bass. 4, Madison Cool from Bucky. 5, Lucy Oliver from Darlington. 6 is Rosie Heaps, Faulthouse Penguins. 7, Freya Dan, Midlothian. 8, Imogen Lowe from South Aberdeenshire. And 9, Emily Thomas, Perth City. Lucy Oliver from Darlington in lane 5. Second fastest qualifier into this. Madison Coolwell from Bucky going very nicely indeed. Got a body length clear, approaching the halfway mark, John.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be about the same time, just a little bit faster than the previous heat by Madison. Second place for Lucy Oliver in 5, third place for Rosie Heaps in 6. Lucy swimming in the younger age group, in the 13 and younger. Madison in the older age group, and Madison certainly with an entry time of 1:08.1, looking to get somewhere close to that, which she's certainly well on course to, looking very strong down this second 50.
Rosie Heaps, another one who gives it everything in lane 6, coming through strongly into third place ahead of Phoebe Arbuckle from Warner Bass. Third place might be vital. That's Madison Cool, Lucy Oliver, 1, 2. Rosie Heaps and Phoebe Arbuckle almost together. Phoebe Arbuckle just getting that third place ahead of Rosie Heaps. Of course, Lucy Oliver, 13-year-old, so she'll be pretty certain to qualify with that very good time there of 1:10.96. Madison Cool, Phoebe Arbuckle, and probably Rosie Heaps. With those times, we'll get swims later on. We'll confirm that shortly. On to heat 6. Amelia Leslie from Trafford Metro in lane 0. In 1, Sophia Faloni from Monifief. 2, Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire. 3, Leah Weatherspoon, Heart of Midlothian. 4, Kiana Kirtza, Warner Bass. 5, Niamh Savarai from Newcastle. 6, Alice Cumming, City Glasgow. 7, Kristen Mackey, Warner Bass. 8, Melissa Menny, City Glasgow. And 9, Ella Wetton, East Lothian Swim Team. Well, another number of swimmers in this one having their second outing this afternoon already. We've only swam for about an hour. And going well in the middle lanes, Kiana Kirtza again with Niamh Savarai, the Newcastle swimmer. He's taking it out pretty strongly, nothing between the two.
Yeah,
600s.
Not quite as fast as our previous heat, but maybe these two girls just holding back a little bit. Certainly something that Madison Cool didn't do in the previous heat. Again, both girls come off strong performances in the IM earlier in the afternoon, and they're pulling away as you would expect in lanes 4 and 5. Probably just Niamh ahead of Kiana. Third place at the minute, lane 3, Layla Weatherspoon ahead of Alice Cumming in 6, Christine Mackay in 7. But it's going to be a 1-2 for Niamh Savarai in lane 5, Kiana Kirtza in lane 4. They've come back nice and quick, 107.71, slightly slower than our previous heat, but nevertheless comfortable qualification for the final tonight for both Neve and Kiana. Third place, Layla Weatherspoon, 1:11.76.
I wonder whether even at Kirsten Mackay's time of 1:13 might be good enough in 5th place to sneak in. Evie Mackey finishing 6th, the fastest 13-year-old. Just confirming the 14-year-old boys 200 free. They are Lewis Gibson, that's the qualifiers, Taylor Hutton, Ross Anderton, Ewan Weir, Oscar Chirnside, Cameron Hastings, Jensen Norris, Ismail Shalaby, Josh Elliott and Harry Sharp, with Corey Phillip and Callum Ferguson, our reserves.
Back to the boys. Let me just scroll through the results from the previous event, the girls, but the boys 100 metre butterfly is the next event, event 424. Again this afternoon we've got 6 heats. In heat 1, lane 2, Kyle Mossman, City of Glasgow. Lane 3, Kenneth Trainer, South Lanarkshire. Lane 4, Adam Selby from Finns. Lane 5, Alex Cantley, South Aberdeenshire. Lane 6, Kai Fern, Aberdeen Dolphins. And lane 7, Lachlan Hannay from Dumfries.
Times in this 121s and 122s. I don't expect all 6 boys to be pretty close. Some of these entry times are almost certainly going to be short course inversions, so if they can get anywhere near their entry time, they'll be doing well. Going well in lane 4 is Adam Selby from Finns. A couple of 12-year-olds in the 2 middle lanes. And Kai Fern in 6, just the fastest turn. Didn't look that way, like it was lane 4, Adam Selby. Sometimes the pads don't register correctly.
Certainly Adam Selby in the lead now. Lane 4, youngest swimmer in the race from Finns, 1:21.37 his entry time. It's the 2 12-year-olds, because in second place is Alex Cantley, South Aberdeenshire, in lane 5. What can they do down the last 10 metres? This is where it really, really hurts. Still Adam Selby in lane 4, but coming back at him in lane 5 is Alex Cantley. It's going to be close, but I think Adam's just going to hold on. And he does, 1:19.07 for Adam, so a nice personal best for him. 1:20.07 for Alex, so he's inside his entry time as well. Third place for Kenneth Trainer.
Quickly give you the 100 metres butterfly 11 13-year-old finalists. They are Lucy Oliver, Zara Kravitz, Abigail Thomas, Evie Mackey, Eva Macro, Alia Smith, Emmy Aiken, Gina Wren, Kira Finlayson and Hannah Yao. Olivia Mason and Madison Stewart are 2 reserves.
Just waiting for this result to be confirmed. Once that's done, we'll give you that 1, 2, 3 again. But I don't think it's going to change the 1, 2. Adam Selby was first. Alex Cantley was second.
So it says we're still just waiting, slight delay confirming sometimes. There we have it, that now confirmed. On to heat number 2. In 0, Clark, Gill, Inverclyde. 1, Dexter Suter, Lerwick. 2, Finlay Bennett, South Lanarkshire. 3, Scott Brody from Inverclyde. 4, Cameron Beck, Inverclyde. 5, Archie MacArthur, Inverclyde. 6, Anatoly Kisis from Aberdeen Dolphins. 7, Matthew Kenny from Kinross Otter. 8, Archie Lorimer, Clitheroe. And 9, Tom Massey, Alford Otter. 1:18s to 1:21s in this one. Strong start to 2 boys from Inverclyde. Archie MacArthur, Cameron Beck.
Yeah, Inverclyde dominating the middle lanes here. Swimmers in 3, 4 and 5. It's the 2 swimmers in the middle lanes leading the way. Archie MacArthur in 5, Cameron Beck in 4. Coming through for third place this side of the pool, Archie Lorimer in lane 8, and then Tom Massey in lane 9, 31.81. So not surprisingly, significantly faster than the previous heat. This looks a very good swim by Cameron Beck, the Inverclyde swimmer. We saw some good swims from the Inverclyde swimmers this morning, and certainly Cameron Beck, 1:18.25. He's going to be well inside that. Looking at where he is at the minute, second place teammate Cameron Beck. It's Archie MacArthur leading the way, coming under the flags.
Great swim from Archie, isn't it? 1:10.51. 1:18.33. Cameron Beck in second. Third place Aberdeen Dolphins. Anatoly Guzis. 1:18.51. Also second and a half inside his entry time. That was some swim from Archie there, John.
Yeah, took it out, and when you look at that, 8 seconds, nearly 8 seconds inside his entry time.
I think we'll be seeing him tonight. I think that will comfortably get him into a final. Don't want to preempt it, but I'm pretty certain of that, John.
It's good to see. He deserves it after that swim.
So on to our next heat, heat number 3. Matthew Pletex from Aberdeen Performance in 0-1. Aidan Bruce, Aberdeen. In 2, Lockie Bullock from Shetland. 3, Ian Watson, Renfrew Bass. 4, Ethan George, Warner Bass. 5, James Geddes, Aberdeen Dolphins. 6, Max Turnbull, Midlothian. 7, Craig Campbell, Highland Swim Team. 8, Aaron Mitchin, City Glasgow. And 9, Stefan Nushtax from Stranraer Stingrays. A couple of 12-year-olds in this one, in fact 3 12-year-olds against the 14-year-olds and 1 13-year-old in 0. Lockie Bullock, 12-year-old in 2, and Mitchin, Stefan Nushtax, 8 and 9, also in the 12-year-old category. And of course swimming is 13 and under, but good start, lanes 3, 4 and 5. Evan Watson, Ethan George, James Geddes. I think it's the red caps of Renfrew Bath's white cap, Evan Watson, Ethan George. Ethan just a slightly better turn, gets upside him. 32.19.
Yeah, much closer to this heat than the previous one. The middle 4 lanes, 3, 4, 5 and 6 in that order. Ewan Watson in 3, Ethan George in 4, James Geddes in 5, Max Turnbull in 6. Really fighting this one out. Coming through now is the Aberdeen Dolphins swimmer, James Geddes in 5. And together with Renfrew Bass, Ewan Watson in 3. These two are going to battle this one out. Very close, possibly just a swimmer in lane 5 from Aberdeen Dolphins. James Geddes is going to get this one, and he does. 1:10.33. Second place Ewan Watson in lane 3, 1:11.64 ahead of Aidan Bruce, 1:13.33.
Lockie Bullock, the fastest 11, 13-year-old coming through there, 1:14. In fact, Aidan Bruce, 13-year-old, will be obviously faster, 1:13.33 than Lockie. But, that might get Lockie a swim as well later on. We'll wait and see. On to heat number 4. In 0, Luke Livingston from Best. 1, Alfie Price from Orkney. 2, Toby Bullock, Midlothian. 3, Fraser Cowie, North Ayrshire. 4, Ross Anderton, East Lothian Swim Team. 5, Cameron Hastings, Aberdeen Performance. 6, Declan Clay, East Lothian. 7, Daniel Frew, South Ayrshire. 8, Daniel Hendry, City Glasgow. And 9, Adam Merrick, North Lanarkshire. This is the first of the seeded heat, so you'd expect 4 and 5 to be prominent, and that's certainly the case. Ross Anderton and in lane 2, Fraser Cowie going well.
Yeah, we've just seen Ross do a very good 200-metre freestyle, so he's in good form. He's scorched up the first 50. 29.55 for Ross. Not surprisingly, the fastest split so far this time. Second place in lane 3 for Fraser Cowie. Third place in lane 5 for Cameron Hastings. But at the minute, Ross Anderton is the person to catch in lane 4, and he's looking very strong coming down the second 50. Second place still North Ayrshire's Fraser Cowie. Third place is the Aberdeen Performance Squad's Cameron Hastings. Going well in the far side of the pool, Toby Bullock, the green cap of Midlothian. But this is going to be a strong from the start to finish win for Ross Anderton. And he's going to take it in a very impressive 1:05.40. Second place, Fraser Cowie, 1:07.33. Third place for Cameron Hastings, 1:09.98.
Swim from Ross there, just inside his entry time. Heat number 5. Ethan Collins, North Lanarkshire. Unfortunately, disqualification, lane 9 for technical infraction in that one, John. So it might have been a start, it might have been something he did at the turn, or it might have been Something wrong with the arms or leg kick.
Off the blocks it was, Robert. He had a bit of a flyer, I'm afraid to say, did Adam. But he'll learn from it.
So that's confirmed. So in Heat 5 in 0, Ethan Collins, North Lanarkshire 1, Daniel Hay with Slothian 2, Noah Lucatelli from Warren-the-Bass 3, James Kilpatrick, Carnegie 4, Jamie Beach, Newcastle 5, Dean Bergatti, South Lanarkshire 6, Ishmael Shalaby, Warren-the-Bass 7, Jed Arnold, Highland Swim Team 8, Lewis Maxwell Powys, Warren-the-Bass and 8, and 9 rather, Andrew Brackenridge from North Lanarkshire. A strong start again. The middle lanes, Jamie Beach, Dean Bergatti off to, I wouldn't say a flyer, but he's certainly flying down this first 50.
He certainly is. Jamie Beach up from Newcastle. He is a non-Scot, but Newcastle brought a small team up, which is good to see. But certainly Dean leading this one out, the South Lanarkshire swimmer. Good underwater work off the turn from Jamie, closing that gap down. Third place for Ishmael Shalaby in 6, ahead of James Kilpatrick in 6. Noah Lucatelli in 2, but it's the South Lanarkshire swimmer, Dean Bergatti, who continues to lead, ahead of Newcastle's Jamie Beach. Third place on that side for Carnegie's James Kilpatrick. We saw him do a very good backstroke last night, so clearly a very talented all-round swimmer. That's going to be the 1, 2, 3, I think. It's going to be Dean Bergatti in 5, second place for Jamie Beach in 4, third place for James Kilpatrick in 3, 1:04.68. Wow.
I think that 1:07.18 for James, that's the fastest 13-year-old time so far. Nice swim from the Carnegie boy. Up at 1:04.67. Dean Bergatti took it out right from the start. That's a cracking swim from Dean. So moving on to our final heat. In 0, Finlay Geddes from Lerwick 1, Henry Shulevies Barnes from Aberdeen Dolphins 2, Ewan Stevenson from First 3, Jensen Norris, Perth City 4, Dean Fern, Aberdeen Dolphins 5, Eamon Legeri from Royal Wolverhampton School. In lane 6, Tom Jeffords, round 96, 7, Dylan Mitchell, Warner-Baths. In 8, Sam Cool from Steprock. And in 9, Lewis Lothian from East Lothian. Well, we've seen Dean Fern totally obliterate some of his opponents in the last couple of days. The only swimmer sub a minute. Almost unheard of for a 14-year-old to go as fast as that. But he's a special talent is Dean.
Yeah, and you saw it off the blocks again, Robert. We talked about this yesterday, but he's a body length up.
He is indeed.
Within, just off the blocks. Just a fantastic start, great underwater work. He was the same in both his backstroke and freestyle yesterday, and what a talent he is.
Okay, might be a wee bit bigger than some of the other 14-year-olds, but heck of a talent, as we say.
And not holding back in this heat.
Certainly not.
Looking for a middle lane tonight, 26.47, already 3.4 seconds up on the next fastest swimmer after 50 metres.
Well, I'm looking for a 58 here, John.
Well, he's going well. Second place in lane 5, Eamon Jaridi from Royal Wolverhampton School. Third place, Tom Jeffords in 6, Ren 96. But this is incredibly impressive, 58.89 for Dean.
Well, I did get a 58. It was a high 58, but I'll settle for that.
That was a cracking swim.
I think he eased up. He could have done a low 50. He's probably saving it for this evening.
7 seconds faster than the second place swimmer.
We may well get the summary of it. A cracking swim from Dean. Give you the finalists for the 14-year-old girls 100 butterfly. They are Madison Cool, Niamh Savarai, Kiana Kurtzak, Coco Croxford, Kirsty Breakin, Leila Weatherspoon, Ellen Denny, Alice Cumming, Phoebe Arbuckle and Rosie Heaps. Reserves Kirsten Mackay and Millie Colvin.
So there's the results just coming through. That's that heat. Dean Fern, 58.89. And he was also the fastest qualifier as well. So all the results will now start to spin through for that event. Our next event in the pool will be event 425, the girls 50-metre backstroke. We've got 8 heats in this. We'll start from this end of the pool. Hopefully the timing system at the bottom end of the pool will behave itself. Heat number 1, lane 3, Tunreo Fallope from Warren de Baths. Lane 4, Imogen Barrett, Ren 96. Lane 5, Isla Petrie from Monifeith. And lane 6, Peyton Forbes from Bucky. Your swimmers for our first heat.
Oh, it's a 4 district contest here. East, West, Midlands and North.
And 0.1 between them, Robert,
Yeah,
looking at their entry times. So it could go any way.
Who's going to get bragging rights? Where's the smart money?
Well, you mentioned Monifeith earlier, and Isla Petrie's been swimming well, so I'll take Monifeith.
You're going to go for Monifeith. Well, I'm going to go with Bucky. I won't show my central belt bias by picking the Ren 96 swimmer. But the smart money should be on the 12-year-old. From Ornder. But we'll see how this one goes. We'll both probably be wrong. It's Ren 96 Imogen Barrett off to a nice start, but all girls are nicely positioned here.
Yeah, Bucky swimmer Peyton Forbes going really well, Robert. I think we could have a 1-2 here.
Well, it's 60 metres or so to go, and Bucky are doing quite nicely at the moment with Peyton.
We're going to take it for sure. Will be inside her entry time. Nice swim, 35.82 for Peyton. Second place Riley, 36.6. Head of Imogen and Tunreo.
Well, we'll settle for that. Moving on to our second heat. And 0 through 9, Anna Campbell, Emily Dawson, Riley McIntosh, Sophie Allison, Leah Rafferty, Lisa McNair, Anna Beetham, Jessica Sloan, Chloe Kirk, Ciara Middleton. I hope Lisa McNair has been told you don't go out slowly like your big sister and finish strong, you blast it. In fact, all these girls will have to blast it really. 50, you don't get any chances if you're slowly off the wall. 36.30 to 36.80. Again, a wee hiccup at the start with the starting mechanism perhaps.
.35.82, the time for the previous heat. Bucky's Peyton Forbes. Let's see how many of these swimmers can get inside that. And off they go. Let's see who's got the best underwater work.
Dundee Lass, Riley McIntosh smartly away.
Down here in lane 9, Ciara Middleton going well, Sterling Swim. Lane 8 going well, Chloe Kirk.
There in 5, Lisa McNair, Sophie Allison. Lisa McNair coming through with a late charge. Oh, it's very tight.
Still Chloe Kirk, Mulgine bears down. Lane 5, Lisa McNair from first.
8, 5 and 3. Chloe Kirk, Lisa McNair, dead heat.
Joint top,
35.66.
35.66.
And 36.13 for Sophie Allison. Western Bartonshire taking third, so joint first.
Lisa McNair must have listened to you, Robert.
I'm glad she did.
Very good swim, 35.66. Nice personal best for Lisa. And joint first with Chloe Kirk. Swimmers in heat 3, lane 0, Kalila Smith. Lane 1, Hannah Yao. Lane 2, Emmy Aitken. Lane 3, Juliet Kidd. Lane 4, Millie MacDonald. Lane 5, Laurie Joyce. Lane 6, Casey Dixon. Lane 7, Emma Miller. Lane 8, Alicia Lyon. Lane 9, Alice Finlay.
Well, my money's on lane 6 in this one, John.
Youngest swimmer again, Casey Dixon.
And a good start over on the far side. Hannah Yao and Emmy Aiken in 1 and 2. And in 7, Emma Miller from Kintyre. Not so well there is lane 6, Casey Dixon.
Going well on the far side, Kalila Smith, Aberdeen Dolphins, again one of the 12-year-olds in the race. And our youngsters have got it, I think, along with Emma Milson in lane 7.
Well, get your lottery numbers here, everyone. Casey Dixon, 34.80 from lane 6. Emma Miller from Kintyre. Nice to see swimmers from Kintyre over at Nationals. In second place, 34.97, just a fraction further back. And on this side, Alice Finlay from East Lothian, 35.57 in third place. Just wait for confirmation on that one. It's pretty level until just after halfway, and Casey and last from Kintyre.
Emma
just pulling away that a little bit.
It was a good race between the two, all on the touch. And Casey just got to finish right.
0 to 9. Lucy Fleming, Heidi Carr, Rose McDermott, Jasmine Robertson, Chloe Semple, Macy McCarthy, Heather Killick, Summer Langang, Emma Jupe, Gina Wren. $35.60 to 36 in this one.
Lane 5, Macy Carty with a really good start, some good underwater work, but very close. Also go line 6, Heather Kellock.
Well, it's anybody's at halfway, John.
It's going to be a very difficult one to call. Still maybe just lane 6, Heather Kellock from Dumfries with the white cap.
Heidi Carr in 1 going well.
Chloe Semple in 4, South Lanarkshire. 4 and 6, I think, Robert.
It looks that way.
Maybe
4, 6, 8.
as well, yeah. Chloe Semple in 4, 35.90 for Chloe. 36.11 for Emma Jupp, second place. Third place, Heather Kellett, 36.28. So another good close race, as you would expect at this stage.
Just a little bit slower than the previous heat. In fact, 35.66 the second heat. The joint first is the fastest one so far. On to our fifth heat. 0 Rosie Heaps, 1 Molly Weir, 2 Madison Christophorus, in 3 Phoebe Sampson, 4 Abby McInerney, in 5 Imogen Lowe, 6 Abigail Thomas, in 7 Sydney Boyd, 8 Eva Marco, and in 9 Katie Wells. That's the fifth heat. Before we go on to the seeded heats, entry times in this one 35.30 through to 35.60. Again, virtually all these times will be short course conversions. Just a wee delay before we get underway. I don't know whether there's a problem with one of the two of the times, John. But,
yeah, it looks that way for whatever reason. They're just making sure it's just so important for all of the swimmers that they get the time that they deserve, and one or two of those times look like they are coming down, which is nice. Again, some of our younger swimmers don't hit the pads quite hard enough sometimes, and we do check the time off the backup button if it's significantly quicker.
We're good to go now.
No change to the result. Chloe Semple, Emma Jupp, Heather Kellett from the previous heat.
So this, as I say, is heat 5, the last heat before we move on to our seeded heats. It wouldn't surprise me if we got something special from the Aberdeen Dolphins swimmer in 2.
She's off to a good start, as is lane 5, Imogen Lowe, South Aberdeenshire. And on the far side, Rosie Heaps, lane 0. On this near side, going well, lane 8, lane 9, Katie Wells, lane 8, over Marco. Lane 2, Madison Christopher Forrest. Lane 6, lane 5, Imogen Lowe. It does look like it's going to be lane 2. 34.39, as predicted by Robert. Madison takes first place, second place Imogen Lowe, 34.81.
Joint second, I think that one.
Just need to be a little bit careful there, the scoreboard's gone blank, so we will have to wait for confirmation. There's a tie for second, Imogen Lowe and Sydney Boyd, 34.81, but we will wait to get that result confirmed.
Another fast heat there, 34.39. A few of the swimmers under the 34 mark. in that one, all entered on a 35.
Results now confirmed. Heat 6, lane 0, Kirsty Breakin. Lane 7, Leonie Bedborough. Lane 2, Miriam McConnell. Lane 3, Isla Dobson. Lane 4, Neem Savory. Lane 6, Iran Ferris. Lane 6, Amber Littlejohn. Lane 7, Anna Lawson. Lane 8, Freya Dand. And lane 9, Addison Cole. Seeded heat. Fastest swimmer from Newcastle, we've already seen this afternoon. Neem Savory. The seeded swimmer Iran Ferris from North Lanarkshire.
She got a nice start, John, did Neve.
It's a very accomplished backstroker. Head nice and still, well back. Arms coming over nice and quick. That's the 2 middle lanes going well. Possibly lane 6, Amber Littlejohn in 3rd place, but it's going to be 4, 5, 6 I think at the finish. Neve takes it in 4, Iran in 5, Amber in 6, Kirsty Breakin. There's again an issue with lane 6, but I do think Amber Littlejohn was 3rd. So I'm pretty sure it will be 4, 5, 6 when we finish. And there we are, that's come up now I think.
Nice swim from the Newcastle girl there, John.
31.93, the fastest swim so far. We'll see her in final tonight. Another non-Scot that she is able to swim up here, representing Newcastle.
7 in 0, Ailey McNichol. 1, Erin Coulter. 2, Ella Gilmurray. 3, Ella Whitten. 4, Leila Weatherspoon. 5, Melissa Menney. 6, Freya Beach. 7, Emma Silcock. 8, Millie Colvin. And 9, Madison Stewart. Hearts girl, Leila Weatherspoon, about a second faster on entry time than Melissa Menney. Seen how key a start is, and it is a very good start by the Hearts girl, Leila. She's gone maybe half a metre clear, and coming through strongly to challenge is Melissa Menney, the City Glasgow swimmer. Those two, I think, have got the race between them at the moment. Ella Whitten and Freya Beach in 3 and 6, and coming in to the final few metres. Well, kind of get the view that Leila's not too worried about this. She got the 2nd place to Melissa. Emma Silcock in 7, gets 3rd, 32.57. The winning time for Melissa. Just a little bit faster than entry time. Leila 33.04. And 3rd place, Emma Silcock from 1st, 33.55. That should be good enough to see all 3 girls in the 14-year-old final this evening. As we move on to the last heat.
Now confirmed.
In 0, Youngster Club, Aberdeen Dolphins. 1, Eva Smith, Aberdeen Performance. 2, Jessica Kitwood, Aberdeen Performance. 3, Madison Cool Bucky. 4, Kiana Kurtz, Warner Bass. 5, Eve Wood, Orkney. 6, Caitlin Reid, Warner Bass. 7, Natalie Langan, Gateshead and Wickham. 8, Madeline Patterson, City Glasgow. And 9, Emily Easton, South Lanarkshire.
So Kiana Kurtz back in the water again, 3rd time this afternoon. Comfortably the fastest qualifier, or entry time, 30.3. And you see that off the start. She's leading. Going well in 2nd place, lane 5, Eve Wood. Going well on the far side of the pool, Eva Smith in lane 1. But this is going to be Kiana Kurtz, lane 4, a comfortable qualification. 2nd place in lane 5, Orkney's Eve Wood. It's going to be close for 3rd, between lanes 3 and 6, I think. But it's no doubt who takes that. Kiana Kurtz takes 1st place, Eve Wood in 2nd. 3rd place goes to Madison Cool in lane 3. 31.04 for Kiana. And we'll see her back later on, where I'm sure she'll be trying to get sub 31.
I don't think she was trying too hard, obviously trying, John, but having had 2 swims earlier, not really pushing it too much.
No, she's got a little bit in hand there, I think, and very talented young swimmer, trying to save as much energy tonight, where we'll see her in 3 finals, I think. So the results just coming through now for that event, so you'll see all the swimmers' times represented. We will now move on to event 46, which is the boys' 400 metre individual medley. This is a heats declared winner event. And we will have 3 heats, so there are 2 age groups to keep an eye on here. There are the 11 to 13-year-olds competing for medal positions, and there are 14-year-olds competing for medal positions. Just one 13-year-old in the last heat, Archie MacArthur. And in the first heat, all our swimmers are 12-stroke 13. Boys getting ready, just trying to keep warm.
Yeah, we've really got almost a race within a race in the second heat. Certainly the winner for the 14-year-old should come from the third heat. It's really all about entries, entry times and improving entry times, I think, for most of these lads, and getting the experience of swimming this in real life competition, real life competition.
So 5 swimmers in this first heat. Lane 2, Archie Redfern from Lerwick. Lane 3, Fergus Reid from Geary. Lane 4, Kyle Connolly, City of Glasgow. Lane 5, Aaron Drake, Warren de Bath. And lane 6, Cameron Beck, Inverclyde. So a long and gruelling race. I hope these boys just keep a little bit back for the back end. But Cameron Beck started off very positively, and he leads the way down the first 50.
Only the one swimmer under 6 minutes is Kyle Connolly. So I think all of them will be doing their utmost to try and get close to 6 minutes, John.
Yeah, again, this will be the first time for a lot of them to have done this event in a long course pool. So it's a great experience, great learning for all of the swimmers. I'm sure their coaches will be watching keenly, and there'll be plenty of feedback to be given after each heat. But at the minute, it's young Cameron Beck in lane 6 leading the way, 1:21.77, ahead of Kyle Connolly in lane 4 in second.
You'd expect after the butterfly, if they have got a fairly similar ability to swim backstroke, roughly double that time, maybe add an odd second, so maybe somewhere in the low 240s is the likely time that they might be turning at the halfway mark, John. But depends how strong their backstroke are.
And Kyle Connolly coming back, City of Glasgow swimmer in lane 4. Looks a very accomplished backstroker, and he's gone past Cameron up this first 50. Let's see what his turn's like.
44.29, so it's more likely to be near the 250 mark.
3 seconds faster than Cameron Beck. Aaron Drake going well, 42.38. So the swimmer in lane 5, Warren de Bath, very accomplished on the backstroke, and is by far and away the fastest backstroker in this field, looking at this. And he's now gone past Cameron into second place. But as we know, Robert, also often the IM decided on the breaststroke, so it'll be interesting to see which of these 3 boys has the best breaststroke.
Indeed.
And that could well decide the final placings.
Cameron Beck going pretty well in lane 6 nevertheless, 250.06 at halfway.
42.39 for Kyle down that second leg, but the fastest backstroker Aaron Drake moved into second place. Cameron Beck in third, ahead of Archie Redfern in 2, Fergus Reid in 5, so in lane 3, sorry. And as always, with 2 lengths of breaststroke in the 400, a lot can happen, a lot can change.
Just before they turn, I'll quickly give you the 100 butterfly for the 11, 13-year-olds or finalists. James Kilpatrick, Archie MacArthur, Dylan Mitchell, Daniel Hendry, Ethan Collins, Lucky Bullock, Lewis Maxwell Powys, Alfie Price, Cameron Beck, Lewis Lothian. The 2 reserves, Aaron Machin, Stephens Neustadt. And City of Glasgow swimmer just powering down the final stretch. Cameron Beck dropping back a bit now, John.
Yeah, 2 fastest breaststrokers in lanes 4 and 5, and no surprise to see these 2 boys now comfortably out in front. City of Glasgow's Kyle Connolly Warren DeBath's Aaron Drake. No other boys in the shot at the minute. It's actually getting quite close for third, with Cameron dropping back and Archie and Fergus making some grounds. But this is the race between first and second.
I think we can safely say that Kel Connolly will comfortably, along with Aaron Drake, come under 5 minutes with turns around the 4:30-ish mark. And turning in third place, Cameron Beck 4:45, just ahead of Archie Redfern 4:46 and 4:48 for Fergus Reid. So probably unlikely those boys will dip under the 6 minute, but they'll get pretty near or better in their entry times.
Yeah, we might have a race in our hands here, Robert.
Looks as
Aaron
though
Drake closing down on Kyle Connolly. It'll be interesting to see the splits. He's certainly pulled back quite a lot, as you can see there. Nearly 4 and a half seconds. So if you can repeat that down the second 50. But I do think that Kyle Connolly maybe kept a little bit back. But Aaron Drake, with 25 metres to go, closing in.
Kyle Connolly looks as though he's just getting his second wind. He maybe sees that threat as he's looked over. A great race for both boys. That's kind of spurred them on to improve their entry time quite significantly.
5:44. So a massive personal best for Kyle. Second place Aaron Drake. Third place will be Cameron Beck.
Now it's probably a little bit over 6 minutes. 6:07.98. A few seconds inside his entry time. Fergus Reid 6:09.16, just a second or two over. Archie Redfern on 6:11.37, also inside his entry time. So cracking swims all round from these lads.
Heat 2, lane 0, Jed Armitage, Highland. Lane 1, James Kilpatrick from Carnegie. Lane 2, Sam Cool, Step Rock. Lane 3, Finch Geary, Step Rock. Lane 4, Daniel Hendry, City of Glasgow. Lane 5, Matthew Sawyers from Wigan. Lane 6, Ethan Collins, North Lanarkshire. Lane 7, Owen Bicken, South Aberdeenshire. Lane 7, Aaron Machin, City of Glasgow. And Lane 9, Stephen Naschuk from Stranraer.
Well, pretty level start for the whole field, although I have noticed that James Kilpatrick from Carnegie, maybe just less experienced, one of the 13-year-olds, his reaction time just that little bit slower than the rest, 0.92 as against something like 0.7, but it's get off the block safely and don't go early, so you're better being a little bit slower. Daniel Hendry on weekend leading at the moment. Just quickly give you the 100 butterfly 14-year-old finalists. They're Dean Fern, Dean Bergatti, Ross Anderton, Tom Jeffords, Jamie Beach, Eamon Virginie, Fraser Cowie, Ishmael Shalaby, Jensen Norris and Cameron Hastings, James Geddes and Tony Bullock are reserves.
So back in the pool, very close now. James Kilpatrick from Carnegie, very strong down this second leg of flight. He touches first, 1:13.08.
Because as we said earlier, almost a race within itself. We have one 13-year-old to come, so the top two 13-year-olds will be guaranteed silver and bronze. At the moment, the only 14-year-olds are in lanes 2 and 3. They're a long way back in your picture, as you can see. So
yeah, 13-year-olds have got it at the minute, Robert. James in 1, Daniel in 4, Matthew in 3rd place in 5, Owen in 7, but still a long way to go. And as we know, the breaststroke will be a big factor in this. But James still doing well out in lane 1, ahead of Daniel in 4.
Rogues reversed, but not much in it there really. As you said, it could well be the breaststroke will sort them out. Daniel Henry's entry time 5:32 as against 5:44 for James. So if James's breaststroke needs a lot of work done, but bear in mind these boys are only 13.
I don't know what it is with James, but he definitely likes swimming down this
He
leg
certainly
way of the
likes
pool. He's
coming
quicker
down the far end.
He's
Yeah.
quicker coming down than he is going up, and again he's turned it around incredibly down this second length.
And dare we say that he's coming uphill, as we were saying, he's not going downhill. 39 is against the 40. Well, we always got best part of 2.5 seconds. Well, we'll see whether the breaststroke is his 40 at the moment. Kind of think that Daniel Hendry might just fancy his chances of getting past.
Looking very strong, isn't he, coming up this first 50? Very long, very smooth. City of Glasgow having a fantastic meet.
Even at this early stage, you kind of fancy that both those boys, unless something surprising happens further back, are guaranteed at least a silver and a bronze. Well,
Yeah.
James still hanging in there. I know he's gone back a little bit. He's maybe lost about 4 seconds.
He has got his favoured way to come, going back down the pool. So let's see
Indeed.
if he can do it for the third time. He's certainly done it on the other 2 strokes.
Well, he's lost virtually 6 seconds. He was leading by about 3 seconds. He's now about 4 seconds back.
Third place, Aaron Machin coming through. City of Glasgow swimming in lane 8 now. Fourth place for Matthew Sawyers, Wigan swimmer, and won the 1500 last night, or yesterday afternoon. But I think James is closing that gap back up, Robert. I really do. I think he's going aggressively, and
Well, he maybe enjoys going uphill.
he's not getting any further behind, let's put it that way. Another Glasgow swimmer, Aaron Machin, coming through. But I do think these two will have it between them.
It's a wee bit hilly over in Dunfermline in certain parts of Fife, so yeah, he's kept it together. He's going to have a chance here. Probably he's come back around about the 50. Well, virtually exactly at the same time. Okay, he's still got 4 seconds, not 4 minutes, 4 seconds to make up. It's a long slog down this final 100 metres.
Aaron Machin in lane 8, in third place now, very strong on the breaststroke leg. He's moved ahead of Matthew Sawyers. So again, he's pitching for the third place position with 1 swimmer to come. But Daniel Hendry looking very strong now.
It certainly does. It looks as though he's got at least a silver medal in his pocket. James looks as though he's just beginning to tie up a wee bit. 38.56, so he's lost about a second. Keep an eye on the split for Aaron Machin. He was a 40.16, so he's gone a little bit slower than James. So you kind of think that it's all done and dusted. This is silver and bronze at the very worst for these boys. They've had some cracking swims.
Race on for third and fourth, but no doubt who the winner's going to be. He's in your shot now. Daniel Hendry, City of Glasgow. He's going to take the fastest time into the last heat. 5:30.59. Second place for James Kilpatrick, real gutsy swim. Close for third, again 13-year-olds. It's the young, well, it's a 12-year-old actually. Aaron Machin in lane 8. So again, a very promising junior at the City of Glasgow. 5:39.
A good upward climb again from James, 35.61. As you say, he really loves swimming in this direction.
Yeah, I think you'll find that lane 5, Matthew Sawyers, did finish fourth. And he will be shown as fourth in a minute. That didn't quite come through on the screen at the bottom.
So that might be another learning curve for some of these swimmers. You've got to swim fast downhill as well as uphill.
We'll leave that one with the coaching team, Robert.
Yeah, we will indeed.
Who you know very well.
But well done to Daniel Hendry. He's taken a couple of seconds or so off that entry time. James has taken, well, a big chunk, exactly 11 seconds. Probably wishes he could do it again and take another 11 seconds off that, and then he would have won it. But you only get the one chance.
He wouldn't want to do it again, I don't think.
I'm sure he wouldn't, unless he's swimming in one direction. Anyway, on to heat number 2. Talking about 13-year-olds, we've got a useful 13-year-old and a white cap. Archie MacArthur going in 0 from Inverclyde. The rest of the field of 14-year-olds. 1, Josh Elliott, Heart of Midlothian. 2, Jensen Norris, Perth City. Mckenzie McLean, also from Perth City. 4, Gregor Ross, City Glasgow. 4, Ewan Weir, Dundee City Aquatics. And 6, Oscar Chirnside from Geary. 7, Lewis Gibson, North Ayrshire. 8, Taylor Hutton from Incas. And 9, Tristan Robb, City Glasgow. Well, as you'd
Fastest entry
expect.
time, Gregor Ross, City Glasgow in lane 4.
The middle lane's going particularly well in this one.
Ewan Weir, Dundee City Aquatics, lane 5. Lane 3, Kenzie McLean from Perth City.
Keep an eye on Archie MacArthur in lane 0, travelling very nicely, John. I think he's probably even in 4th position.
He is. Time for him to beat 5:30.59.
Well, he only has to swim a smidgen faster than his entry time, 5:30.7. And you kind of think that with these youngsters, they take a chunk of time off their times when they get into the pool.
He's having a good meet, is Archie. Already been on the podium a couple of times at least.
Well, that 1:10.06 for Archie in 4th place, a wee bit faster than the previous heat, so he's ahead of the game.
Yeah, as is Ewan Weir at the minute, Dundee City Aquatic swimmer. Very close between him and Gregor Ross. 3rd place, Perth City's Kenzie McLean in lane 3.
At the moment, the two boys in the middle lanes, 5:03 for Gregor, 5:08 for Ewan. Kenzie are 5:11 in 3rd place. Unless something substantially changes on breaststroke, you kind of think at least the two boys in the middle lanes are guaranteed some sort of medal. Probably bronze at the very worst, unless Kenzie McLean can set the up and upset them. In lane 3, the Perth City swimmer.
Neck and neck at the halfway point. Nothing to split the two swimmers. Well, 5/100ths of a second. But Gregor Ross turned just ahead of Ewan Weir. Just to see how they go down the breaststroke. 3rd place for the Perth City swimmer in lane 3, Kenzie McLean. But once again, these two swimmers, I don't think there's been a body length between them all the way through the race.
Indeed. Snip and tuck still. You think that Gregor Ross breaststroke just that little bit stronger.
Ewan sticking with him though, working hard. 0.37 difference.
Over on the far side, just dropping back into 5th place, 3:19.30 to Archie MacArthur. Still going pretty well though.
Yeah, at the minute he's ahead of the time of the previous heat.
Gregor Ross still can't shake off Ewan Weir yet.
Yeah, Ewan battling hard, everything to play for with the freestyle leg to come. Kenzie McLean still in 3rd place at Perth City.
And of course, Josh Elliott, with that fantastic breaststroke quality he has come through to give himself half a chance of a bronze medal. And the Hearts boy will really have to motor. I think Kenzie might just have enough in the tank to hold on for 3rd place. It looks that way, John.
Yeah, and it's close up front though. I thought Gregor was looking strong, but Ewan's not giving up yet for sure. Just closing down slightly up this first 50. Let's see what happens on the turns. Very close, 0.7. Ewan took off him there up that first 100. And if anything, Ewan now looking the stronger swimmer. So Ewan Weir, Dundee City Aquatics in 5. Gregor Ross, City Glasgow in 4. Gold and silver at stake here. 3rd place for Kenzie McLean, Perth City. But it's all about Gregor Ross and Ewan Weir. City Glasgow swimmer in 4. Dundee City Aquatic swimmer in 5. And he's looking the stronger. And this is going to be a very impressive swim by Ewan Weir. And he's going to take it with a new personal best. 5:03.25 for Ewan. He's very happy with that indeed. Punches the water in celebration. 2nd place Gregor Ross, 5:04.83. 3rd place for Kenzie McLean, 5:09.4. And as we expected, Robert Archie MacArthur well inside the time from the previous heat, 5:16.94.
Very impressive swim. Well, we saw James take 11 seconds off that 5:44. Well, we've just seen Archie take the best part of 14 seconds off the 5:30.70 down to 5:16.94.
There's your 1, 2, 3 confirmed. Ewan Weir, Gregor Ross, Kenzie McLean.
That was a very controlled swim from Ewan. Most impressive. Didn't panic at all. Just kept upsides Gregor throughout.
Sat on him all the way through the race for 350 metres, and then down the last 50 he was stronger and came through to take the gold medal.
So that's something that Gregor Ross doesn't see happening at West Essex. This is the wonderful thing about Scottish national age groups. They're now getting the opportunity to swim against swimmers they don't usually swim against, and you know, we maybe get the odd surprise. So we move after 400 IM to another heat declared event. This is 800 free, and delighted at least in this one that it's not full of 14-year-olds. We have an 11-year-old from Tynemouth in our final heat, and we also have 6 13-year-olds and another 13-year-old to follow in the last heat. So there's medals up for grabs for these 6 girls in the first heat. Silver and bronze at the very, very least. We've got that 13-year-old. Of course, the 11-year-old swims in that 11, 13-year-old age group. So I can give you the finalists of our 50 back fairly soon. We'll give you that once we introduce our athletes for the girls 11 to 14, 800 metres freestyle. This one full of 13-year-olds in 2 Beth Kelly from Wonderbass, 2 Kirsty Seabright, East Lothian Swim Team, 4 Lisa McNair from First, 5 Katie Cooper, Wonderbass, 6 Lucy Hall, East Lothian Swim Team, and in 7 Emma Binney from North Ayrshire. Times in this one in the high 10 minutes, 10:54 to 58. But I'd expect significant reduction in a lot of these times, John.
Yeah, we would hope so again, Robert. It'll be interesting to see. There'll be a lot of short course conversions into these entry times. There'll be a lot of times that are from last year as well. So the girls will have matured and strengthened up a little bit over the last few months. So you would hope that's the case. They're certainly going very well at the minute. There's North Ayrshire's Emma Binney in lane 7, who's actually got the slowest entry time. But at the minute, we certainly haven't got an arrow. We've got high to low.
We've got half an arrow.
High to low.
So 1:14.35 after the first 100. And whilst this is going, we'll just give you the finalists for the 50 backstroke. In the 11 to 13-year-old category, Freya Beach, Ella Whitten, Caitlin Reid, Eva Smith, Madison Christophoris, Casey Dixon, Jessica Kirkwood, Anna Lawson, Lisa McNair, who's in the pool at the moment, and Chloe Kirk. Eva Marco and Peyton Forbes are our 2 reserves. And in our 14-year-old age group, Kiana Kirtza, Niamh Savarai, Melissa Minnie, Erin Ferris, Leila Weatherspoon, Eva Wood, Emma Silcock, Amber Littlejohn, Madison Cool, Natalia Langan, and the 2 reserves, Kirsty Breakin and Myrne McConnell. Well, sadly, John, you don't have a swim off. You had one this morning, but none this afternoon.
I don't know if that's good or bad, Robert, but anyway, Emma Binney, North Ayrshire, increasing her lead. She was fastest up the third 50 and 39.84, so 2:34.21 for Emma. So that's about a 1:20. That last 100. Second place, lane 6, Lucy Hall. Third place, lane 5, Katie Cooper. Lisa McNair in 4th place, ahead of Beth Kelly and Kirsty Seabright. So still early days, but I would say that Emma's looking pretty comfortable at the minute.
We'll see split for the 50, see if she swims better downhill or uphill. That was what we found yesterday with the freestyle 40-21.
Still the fastest split down that 50, so increasing the lead. North Ayrshire swimmer.
She's going quite nicely even at this early stage. Well, if the McNair family are hoping for something special, Lisa McNair, I wonder if she's doing what is happening, usually back ends the race like her big sister. She'll have to back end it pretty thoroughly. As Emma Binney is going off very strongly. In fact, swimming better uphill than downhill. That was a 39.61.
Bang on 120 again for that 100. So she settled into a very nice rhythm now. Certainly pulling away a little bit from Lucy Hall, her closest rival. Lisa Manner catching Katie Cooper, but making no inroads into the leader. The further they go, the further Emma Binney goes away. And don't forget, whoever wins this heat, guaranteed a medal. Maybe bronze, maybe, well, definitely at least a bronze, but could be a silver or a gold, depending how quick she goes.
I think, off the top of my head, something like mid-10:30s is a likely finish time, something around about the 10:33 mark. Certainly pacing pretty steadily now, John. And that's good to see for these youngsters, because they've not had very much practice at doing distance events at either club or even at the local district events they've had. It's been mostly 200s and below, the odd 400, and we've been actually lacking pool time to do these longer events.
You're absolutely right, Robert. I mean, to be fair, for the last 2 years, there's been no distance events at all. So it's only really just since I guess the season started, and there was some short course, long course, some short course distance events, but the last 2 long course seasons there's been absolutely nothing. So you'll see a lot of personal bests, a lot of learnings, I think, as well for these swimmers to take away.
Since this is my last wee stint on the live stream for Snags, I'll get my wee note about the open water again, which we tried to do last year, but we had some COVID restrictions. We just did one at the West Districts, and then we had some algae problems for the national event. But fingers crossed, if some of these youngsters want to have a bash at open water, please embrace it. It's great fun. It's not quite as serious as swimming in the pool, but it's certainly still serious, but different kind of serious. It's 28th of May, East District. There's one up in the north on the 4th of June. Our Scottish National event follows the Scottish National Open on Monday the 4th of July. Our Midlands one is I think on the 30th of July, and West District's on the 13th of August. So just check the Scottish Swimming open water section, and you'll get all those details if you're interested.
And that's a good plug, Robert, because a lot of these swimmers will have had wetsuits to train when they couldn't train indoors. So get those wetsuits out, get them back on, and get them used.
Yeah, certainly at West Districts last year we had an awful lot of youngsters, and they thoroughly enjoyed coming along. We do some of, I think the East District will do some sort of fun events. I think they do like a 500 metres. Most of them are a metre, the sort of kilometre or a couple of kilometres. We do a 5k as well, but as a wee taster we try and do some of the smaller distances just to get the younger kids involved.
Yep.
Great fun.
Good, and Emma Binney, I think, will be an outstanding candidate for something like that because she is looking super smooth. 7:52.35. She's speeding up as we go through this race. That was about a 1:19 for that last 100. So 200 metres to go for Emma.
I think you had Cara Gordon winning one of the I think this penultimate 800 this morning, John, from Stirling Swim. And last year, Cara came along and gave that a good try, and she thoroughly enjoyed it and swam out their skin. And it was great to see someone coming along and embracing it and enjoying it for the first time. So that's the plug over, John. Back to the action in the pool. Emma Binney having a really strong swim.
Yeah, another 40 seconds, just keeps banging them out. 39 point something, 40 seconds. Lucy Hull picking up a little bit up that 50, 39.49 for Lucy and Katie Cooper, but they've left it too late to get anywhere near Emma in this race. And she's going to guarantee herself a medal, Robert, I think, this time coming up with 100 metres to go. A very welcome sound of the bell.
Unless there's nothing in the bell, as one of the officials was saying, they started ringing the bell and there was the dongle wasn't there. But she'll probably pick up a little bit, and with a bit of luck, she might get inside that 10:30 mark.
Yeah, second place for Lucy Hull, third place for Katie Cooper, fourth place for Lisa McNair. Placings remain very much unaltered throughout the majority of this race. It's been a beautifully judged swim by Emma Binney, very impressive. Coach is now urging her to go faster, trying to squeeze everything out down this last 50.
Well, certainly no problems to get under the 10:30 now, John.
38.44, so she really has picked it up, Robert. She's going to leave nothing in the pool this afternoon, is Emma, and she's going to set a tough time for the two younger swimmers in the next heat.
Yeah, you might be able to hear some drumming behind us. That's to encourage the first swimmer, Lisa McNair. And you've got the camera shot coming in. Emma Binney finishing very strongly indeed. Well done, Emma. Takes over 30 seconds off that time, John.
She does. Excellent swim. Controlled the race from the start, led from the start, eased to the front, went further away, held nothing back. The middle part of the race very consistent, Robert, and had enough at the end just to pick it up and get under that 10:30. So very impressed with Emma this afternoon. Great swim.
Lucy Hall 10:36.79. Katie Cooper 10:42.08. Also well inside their entry times of 10:55.30. Both entered at that time, and almost 20 seconds off Lucy's time, around 14 seconds off Katie's time. So great to see that. Lisa McNair virtually coming in on her time. She was on a 10:54, but again that'll be a short course conversion. So 10:57. That's a very respectable swim from Lisa. The other girl's just a little bit over 11 minutes, but again it's probably the first time I've ever swam a 800 in a long course pool. So well done, girls. Excellent performance from all of you.
Moving on to our second and final heat. Lane 0, Sophie Allison, West Dunbartonshire. Lane 1, Addison Cole, South Lanarkshire. Lane 2, Kate Nolan, Warren de Bath. Lane 3, Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow. Lane 4, Phoebe Arbuckle, Warrender. Lane 5, Coco Croxford, City of Glasgow. Lane 6, Mirren Gibbs, Stranraer. Lane 7, Penny Worthy, Portsmouth. Lane 8, Kristen Mackay, Warren de Bath. And Lane 9, Abby Coventry from Tynemouth.
Just quickly confirm the 1, 2, 3. We probably gave you that anyway. Archie MacArthur, Daniel Hendry, James Kilpatrick and the boys, 11, 13-year-old 400 IM, and Ewan Weir with that lovely swim, taking it from Gregor Ross and Kenzie McLean. There will be presentations after we finish this last 800 at the end for the 400 IM and also for the race that's in progress. So just keep an eye on two swimmers. Well, all the swimmers obviously, John, but also have to keep an eye on two of the swimmers a little bit further back. That's Abby Coventry in lane 9, and in lane 2 Kate Nolan from Wonderbaths. They're swimming to try and swim faster than 10:27.67 if they can, to guarantee them gold and silver.
108.92 down the first 100. Phoebe Arbuckle leading the way, closely followed by Coco Croxford and Freya Beaton, both representing City of Glasgow. And already these three swimmers look like they've pulled away from the rest of the pack.
Phoebe Arbuckle, I'm sure, was the 1500 freestyle winner. Time I think was somewhere close to 18:30, and she was well clear of everyone else. Freya Beaton, I think, was third in that one, or I may be wrong. But Phoebe Arbuckle, the Warner swimmer, at the moment. It's early days. Coco Croxford, I think this is certainly her third swim, John.
This afternoon, I think, yeah. She's had a great meet. She's been one of the City of Glasgow stars. They've had so many, but the name keeps cropping up, and she's had a great meet and looks very strong down the second 100.
Nothing between them though. Freya Beaton won't want that gap to increase very much. She's 3 seconds or so further back in third. At the moment, that's the medal positions for the 14-year-olds, and even at this early stage, Freya Beaton dropping quite a bit further back, although she's well clear of everyone else.
I think that's because they're going so fast, Robert. It's very impressive up front. These two swimmers, they're going stroke for stroke. 1:14 down that second 100, or 1:13 actually, so they're not hanging around.
There again, to be fair, Phoebe Arbuckle 9:31, but there again, Coco Croxford 9:51, 22nd, Freya Beaton 10:06. So it's maybe a big ask for Freya to get anywhere near these two girls, but Coco Croxford certainly swimming out of her skin at the moment. Approaching 300.
Coming through into fourth place now in lane 2 is Kate Nolan, so she's winning the battle of the youngsters. Wonderbaths swimmer, 10:16.60 is her entry time, so you'd expect her on paper to finish ahead of Abby Coventry.
Yeah, Kate Nolan turning at 300 and 3:47. So she's around 6 and a bit seconds ahead. Abby Coventry just coming up to that turn now on 3:57, and she's got about 3 seconds to try and find to get ahead, to get herself into that silver medal position.
Yeah, I think she's come up. I think her sister Katie swam this morning, time male swimmer. Katie swam in the older age group, so I'm sure they've come up as a family. But Abby, the youngest swimmer in this event, obviously a very talented young swimmer from down there in Tynemouth. We'll see how she gets on as the race develops, but up front it really does like Phoebe Arbuckle is now starting to extend and pull away.
Yeah, just turning the juice on that wee bit. And maybe the further race goes, the further she'll pull away. And she's taken roughly another half a second off Coco, 37.34, 37.80.
Yeah, Coco may be paying for that early exertion. The race pace is slowing down a little bit. The last 100 was 1:13.2.
Freya Beaton's split 38.97, so she's pacing a little bit faster than the other swimmers behind her, but she's dropping further behind both Phoebe and Coco. Kate Nolan 5:05 is a good 8 seconds clear now. Abby Coventry, on the other hand, is about 5 or 6 seconds further back. So at the moment, as things stand, That very good swim from Emma Binney. Looks as though it's may well be guaranteeing her silver medal.
Meanwhile, up front, Phoebe Arbuckle really starting to pull away now from Coco Croxford. And she's going to turn this time at the 500 metre mark, 6:00.86. As you can see, about 0.6 of a second down that 50, faster than Coco.
Taking just over half a second off each length, the last 2 or 3 lengths, John. So this section, it looks as though she's just beginning to totally dominate and pull away after 500 metres. Having said that, Coco will be quite happy if she comes out the pool having had a good steady swim with a silver medal to look forward to 2 finals this evening.
Yep, still in 3rd place, Coco's teammate, Freya Beaton, lane 3. 4th place in lane 2, Kate Nolan.
So Freya turning 3rd on 6:54. We'll get an idea of how far ahead she is of the 5th swimmer, Kate Nolan, a 13-year-old, turning in 4th, and the 5th swimmer, 7:04. So Freya's got roughly 10 seconds in hand with only 250 to go. So I think we're pretty safe in saying Phoebe Arbuckle, Coco Croxford and Freya Beaton, barring any disaster, should be our 3 medalists in the older age group.
Well, it's interesting, Coco just closing the last 250. She's just been a little bit faster than Phoebe, so maybe it's not over yet, Robert. Coco digging in, that's for sure. A real battling swim here. As I say, the last 250 she's been marginally faster than Phoebe.
Well, she needs to find something a wee bit special with 150 or so to go. As you say, Phoebe just maybe responding a little bit. Both girls almost together as far as the splits were concerned, but the gap's still a healthy one, John.
Yep. Yeah, it's asking a lot this time. It's coming up to the 700 metre mark, and Phoebe looking very strong. She really is. She's just increased the tempo of the race as it's gone on. .4 ahead of Coco up that 50. And the gap, 3 seconds with 100 to go, so it really is Phoebe's to lose now.
Kate Nolan will be hearing the bell very shortly. That's Freya Beaton just turning. Kate Nolan turning on 8:54.59, almost 17 seconds ahead of the time Emma Binney posted. We'll keep you posted on Abby Coventry. She's turning at 700 metres in just a moment.
But up front it looks like this is going to be Phoebe Arbuckle, Warren de Bath, 9:31 her entry time, so she's going to be a little bit outside that. Coco Croxford giving it one last go, but the gap is going to be too big, too wide for her to close down. It's still been a good race though, and Phoebe's going to take it. She's going to touch first and win the gold medal, 9:40.47. Second, Coco Croxford, 9:42.54, so well inside her entry time, so she'll be pleased with that. Third place is going to be Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow, so it'll be a second and third for City of Glasgow. In 4th place will be Warrender's Kate Nolan, but she will be the fastest swimmer in the 11 to 13 age group.
Very nice swim from Kate, takes about 10 seconds off her entry time. And I'm pretty certain that Emma Binney from North Ayrshire is her silver medalist in the 13-year-old category.
It'll be interesting to see who gets the bronze, Robert. I'm not quite sure whether what Lucy Hall's time was from that previous heat, the East Lothian swimmer. She came second in that heat.
She did indeed.
Coventry will need to beat that.
I think it was something around the 10:35 markish.
That's probably good enough for her to win the bronze medal.
In fact, I think it was about 10:42. My apologies. I'll just double check. I think it was 10:40. I think both girls were around about the 10:42 mark, but I could be wrong.
10:36.
In fact, it was. I was right the first time round. 10:35, 10:36. It was for Lucy Hall. So
So subject to confirmation, that will be gold to Kate Nolan, silver to Emma Binney, bronze to Lucy Hall in the 11 to 13 age group, and in the 14 age group, gold to Phoebe Arbuckle from Warrender, and a bronze and silver and bronze for City of Glasgow, Coco Croxford and Freya Beaton.
that's the way it looks. That result now confirmed. So now that that's confirmed, if we combine these, you're absolutely right, John. Kate Nolan, 10:07.40. Emma Binney from the first heat from North Ayrshire, 10:27.67. And Lucy Hall from East Lothian, 10:36.79. Well, Phoebe Arbuckle, 9:40.47. That 9:31 might have been a short course conversion because it was 9:31 dead. So maybe that's why she was just that little bit slower on the long course pool. Coco Coxford, 9:42.54, and Freya Beaton is the bronze medalist, 10:04.53. So that's it. That's a fun finish. As far as the pool's concerned, we've got some presentations. Do you recognise that guy downstairs?
I think it could be Duncan McKenzie doing the presentations this afternoon.
Well, he had the afternoon off, so that's at least they're making good use of him.
So first up is the boys 400 metre individual medley. In the 11 to 13 age group. Bronze medal goes to Carnegie's James Kilpatrick, 5:33.6. And in the 14-year-old age group, not too far up the road from Carnegie, Kenzie McLean from Perth City wins bronze. Silver in the 11 to 13 will go to City Glasgow's Daniel Hendry. And his teammate will get the silver in the 14 age group, Gregor Ross. Gold in the 11 to 13 will go to Inverclyde's Archie MacArthur. Good swim from Archie, comfortably winning that. And a cracking race in the 14-year-old age group. Just went the way of Dundee City Aquatics, gold medalist, Scottish age group champion, Ewan Weir.
I love the top there, John.
I'm loving it, I like the colour.
Love it.
Presentations done by our own Duncan McKinnell.
Yeah, president of the East District and life member of SASA. And keeps us well under control, John.
He does.
Does a fantastic job behind the scenes, providing all the data and all the bits and bobs that we work with behind the scenes here. We couldn't do without him. Well, we did without him for a couple of hours, but he was still there to make sure that everything was still working.
I'm not sure if you know who's doing this presentation, Robert, but I certainly don't.
So our final set of presentations. Lucy Hall from East Lothian swim team, our bronze medalist for the 800 free. Well done, Lucy. And in the 14-year-old age group, City Glasgow's Freya Beaton. Silver medalist representing North Ayrshire. It was a cracking swim in that first heat. Emma Binney, well done, Emma. And silver medalist from City Glasgow's Coco Croxford.
Is that Hannah? doing the presentation?
It might be Hannah. Could well be Hannah.
We've not been told, have we?
We haven't been told, so it's a bit of guesswork. Now, Wonderbath's a double here. Our national age group champion, gold medal from Wonderbaths, 10:04.40, Kate Nolan, and in the 14-year-old age group, also from Wonderbaths, national age group champion, is Phoebe Arbuckle. Well done, both girls from Wonder. I suspect that is Hannah Miley doing the presentations.
I was just going to do a little plug for later, Robert.
Indeed.
Hannah's doing the live stream for our finals later
Yes,
tonight. We're delighted that she's given up her time. I have the pleasure of co-commentating with Hannah tonight for our finals. So looking forward to seeing you all back here later. If you're not coming to watch live at Glasgow Tollcross, make sure you watch the live stream from 5:10.
And it'll be a good one, John. I'm sure that you'll have great fun working with Hannah. So, as you say, John, thanks very much for having me with you this afternoon. So, from John and myself, Robert Taylor, join us at 5:10 for finals.
See you then.